You saw it.
I saw it.
There it is.
But I was looking at my phone. But then I was looking at my phone because I had a text message.
Oh, okay. I mean, it happens. I mean, I get random text messages, and I should probably just
There are crowns up next to people's names. What do these things mean? Let me see what this is.
What?
Top fans?
Oh, that's on Facebook.
Facebook.
It's like yeah, it's like things that Facebook does with certain like people if you've been on, I guess, on their page for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, become confusing, but all right. Anyway, we are back. Obviously,
crowns mean they pay Zio, so it's like overall supporters throughout the whole channel.
Oh, the people that do like super chats and stuff.
Oh,
okay.
Crowns on YouTube. Okay. I thought you meant Facebook because I keep getting top supporter badges from Bat in the Sun on my Facebook page. I was like, why the fuck are they sending me this?
I don't know my Facebook login. I haven't been on Facebook in a while.
I created
for a while.
I created multiple Smurf accounts over the week just to try and find photos from the convention. Most of which I'm probably going to forget the username and passwords to after a while because I literally just made up some shit. I didn't know that like things like Facebook required like 20 character limits or something like that. I was like, the hell? I'm never going to make up. All right, cool. I'll just
they've upped it.
Yeah. Now, do you have as many burners now as Crazy Orb or no?
I think so, if I recall correctly. Like I made a fake Twitter account again just to find photos. Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. I fucking made an account for that just to try and find photos. Like I was really just trying to find some photos. I was like I was in costume the majority of the time. I had hardly much access from my phone, and when I did, it would be terrible on that stuff. So I did go to a convention this past weekend, which is why there was no stream. Obviously on that Friday or Saturday. The previous Friday, if you weren't on Twitch, then you missed that, where Ash and I were playing Mario Kart, and I guess most of y'all were broke, didn't buy no Switch 2s, did not partake except for like one person that entire stream.
Yeah.
That was it. And that was it. So technically it's been like 3 weeks since we've gone live. But now that the convention is out the way and stuff like that, I can start focusing on content again. So that'll be something that I'll be working on this upcoming week to get caught up on this stuff and die. There's a lot of episodes.
I do not feel bad for the amount of edits you have to do, because that's a lot of episodes if you're going to do catch-up videos.
I'm not going to be covering the episodes in terms of like full-on recap. Yeah, because that's too much. Like that is, I might have to even rewrite my Gavu video that I'd done up to a point. Because I'd done it up to 2 episodes ago. And then, but more stuff happened. I'm just like... and then for Goes Uger, I pretty much already committed that I was not going to do the recaps for that one as well. So I was just going to quickly go through some of the finer details of what happened, the good, the bad, and the zesty going on over there. It definitely took me for a loop, especially with the intro change that they did 2 weeks ago, only for it to revert back this past week. And I was like, what? Too bad the chat spoiled that for me on Twitch, because we usually do change that intro. And they were like, no, don't change that intro. It's like, what do you mean don't change that intro? And they're like, yeah, it's a different intro. And I'm like, what? It's a different intro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Well, probably would have been more shocked if I had just gone into it completely blind. But nope. I had the expectation. So, what do you mean y'all don't got $500? I've seen what y'all have spent for Toku debt. Of course, some of y'all got $500. Just saying.
It's because of the Toku debt they don't have the $500 because everyone.
They knew Switch 2 was coming out. Back in April when they first told us about the price. They had 2 months to save up.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I held out because we already talked about it. I personally don't think there's much going on with it right now, and a lot of the games haven't gotten their updates yet. So it's like
the backwards compatibility is like the shining thing for it, and that's it.
Yeah,
the FOMO is what got a lot of people to buy it.
But did you see that Metroid Prime 4 is out now? If you go in the subway,
I don't.
Have you
never heard of that? And
Okay.
I've never played Metroid Prime before. I haven't played a Metroid since Super Nintendo. I was never
Super
a Metroid fan.
I mean, that's okay. Super Metroid is goated. It's like one of the good. We're gonna find it. I'll post it in the chat. Where is it? Did I reshare it?
I guess people are trying to speculate on what the crowns actually are for, because Mask is like, I've never given you a single cent. Why do I have a crown?
I don't know. If you click on it, it literally says, because it literally told me, hey, donate so you can be in the top 50. And I'm like, no, thanks. I'm already number one in the Toku debt. I don't need to be number one super fan.
Hey, look, it be what it is. But anyway, what have you been up to, Mark, since we didn't see you 2 weeks ago, since you were catching a flight?
Well, yeah, I went.
Well,
and then I bulk recorded. So I bulk recorded a whole bunch of content, right? And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna edit all of it while I'm traveling. So nope. I've been buying a lot of stuff. This is my new favorite that I'm gonna be building soon, the SMP Dyrano. And then I'll be making the wand tiger after that, and then the turtle thingy. I always forget the name of it. And then that is all that. I mean, I did the other set for the mini plus, so I have now the centaur form of Gozu, Tegosaur Black, and that's really it. Like, I've just been spending money because for the longest time there's a drought of nothing to buy, and now I'm like, oh, there's stuff I can buy, and I got promoted at work, so I got more money now, which is stupid for them to do that to me because I'm irresponsible. So that's it. I've just been playing that, and then Expedition 33, like we talked about when we were on Discord. Like, I've been playing the shit out of that. That game is so good.
I beat it the other day. I'm glad I picked the good ending, even though it's still as bittersweet
I'm still
as it
chapter
was.
2. I'm stuck grinding and just leveling up because it's like so much fun that I'm like, oh, I should probably finish the story, then unlock all the extra content. I'm like, or I can keep playing what I'm doing now.
Oh no, that's the same thing I was doing. I think if I look at my playtime hours, I put a ridiculous amount of hours into it as well.
Yeah, it's obnoxious. And then now I'm gonna actually be replaying and going through all the Digimon games because I'm hyped for the new Digimon story. So if you didn't pick those up when they were on sale on Steam a couple weeks ago when we talked about it, you missed out because those things were like under cheap. They were like $5 for the Cyber Slew duo pack.
Yeah,
and
so
then
that's like 200 hours.
It was like that a while back, and I already bought those. I just haven't put the hours into them that I should have.
I have all the physical copies for consoles. I just never bought them on PC. And now I'm like, all right, I'll buy them. I'm going to play Digimon. Digimon is amazing.
All right. And Ash, what'd you do over the past week?
Mostly
good?
playing. Yeah, I've been good. I did have deliveries come in that I bought.
Ooh, show us your debt.
So I have the Power Ranger Funkos. I gotta move close to the mic. I got the Power Ranger Funkos here. So I'm missing the Green Ranger one from the comics. I have figures. I've got a few Marvel Legends that I got, but I ordered stuff from Angel Grove Collectibles. So I got a bunch.
Oh my God.
I'm on a Marvel Rivals kick as well. So I got this Spider-Gwen. Don't care for the hair. I just like the suit.
Do you need me to send you a jar?
Please don't. But you might want to think of sending a jar for this. But I got the.
Oh.
Yeah, you haven't seen much of My Hero, have you?
I mean, I have seen a lot of My Hero. I just dropped it like 2 years ago is when I dropped it.
Final season starting up this fall.
Yeah. I don't know if you dropped it when she appeared, but yeah.
No, she was already there. Yeah. No.
Okay. And then I also got this one because I really like this design.
Okay.
And because like Angel Grove Collectibles was doing, if you spend over $50, we'll throw in stuff for free that I guess we're trying to get rid of. And I guess they sent me Denki, but fuck Denki. Also in the background, there's a black suit Spider-Man Marvel Legends, and also the Funko Pop for the Ninja Megazord or whatever it's called in Sentai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How's the price point on the Marvel Legends stuff out there for you?
40 at least, depending on what you get. If it's a big one, it's going to be at least 100-ish. Like I won that Venom from Spider-Man 2, and it's like 130 with some people selling it.
That's what I was wondering. It's like I know how much you spend for like comics are more expensive. So I was wondering because the Legends are already like $20 each.
Even like Super 7s I want to get because they've got like Super 7s of the, I'm going on a tangent again, but 2003 Ninja Turtle Super 7s that they released, and they look really good, and they're $100 a pop in Australia.
When you come back to America.
I've never been to begin with.
Listen, that's right. You've been everywhere but here. Listen, if you come out to Power Morphicon next year, get some extra days. Like I'll come up to you and pick you up. You come down to San Diego. Super 7 is located here. They have a store. That's
We're raiding their
warehouse for me.
We're raiding their warehouse with money,
and they have stuff there that's not even on their website. It's so nice.
Nice. But yeah, I need to do Power Walk on. Hopefully, I'm not banned at RangerStop. What I've heard from the grapevine.
I don't know why you would.
Associations, from what I've heard, but I think I'm not banned. I don't know, but yeah. But how was RangerStop?
I would say it was probably the most fun I've had in conventions in my. I've been doing conventions since I was 19, so in my 17 years of doing conventions, this was honestly one of the funnest times.
Nice. Did you see a lot of YouTubers there, or did they not recognize you in costume?
I did run into several. So when I first popped in there, I picked up my badge. I wasn't in costume or anything, because I just since I was staying at the Con Hotel, which I had a bad first experience when I went in there because first of all, when I checked into the hotel, I didn't know there was valet parking only, because I was just like, shit, I'm used to just parking and that's it. Like so you mean I don't have access to my vehicle the entire time I'm here? Like
your car away as soon as you got there.
No. So they do the valet and all that stuff, and we go up to the room, and then they call us up because they can't find the keys.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, they lost my keys already. So that was a whole thing, just starting the things off the bat. So I'm just like, all right. Then after like that gets resolved, I go ahead and I bring everything up to the room, and then I just go ahead and get my badge because my wife and kid are there, but they don't want to actually do the convention. They just want to, mess around in Atlanta. So I was like, all right, I'll do my own thing over there. So when I get my badge, once again, the convention is poorly ran when it came to like their volunteer staff, because when I first came in there, I got checked in by I go up to security and I'm just like, where's the tickets? Like, where do I, do the check-in? They're like, that should be downstairs. And I'm like, okay. So I go all the way downstairs, four floors. And then I go down there and they're like, no, I think registration's back at the top. And I was like, what?
No fucking way.
So I go back up and then it's just like the registration table was literally right behind security. And the guy didn't even know that registration was right behind him. So I went all around just to get the registration. I was like, God damn, this is fucking dumb.
That's fun.
Another thing that ended up happening there, just to show piss poor communication with hotel staff and all that stuff, is the same thing when it came to like the panel room. There was only, besides the dealer's room, there was a room for the photo ops, and then there was a room for the panels. So there were only technically 3 rooms in total were being used for the venue, but most of them were generally, decent in size and bigger than what I remember from 2 years prior. But the same thing happened. The dealer's room was in the 4th floor of the hotel, the same place as registration and all that stuff, and that's where I spent the majority of my time. But then trying to find the panels, it's like once again they say it's downstairs, and I just see the photo op thing, and I just go to someone that's working there, and I'm just like, "Where's the panel room?" I think it's upstairs. It's like, there's no way. I was just upstairs. And then the thing is, the escalator was broken on the bottom floor. So you can go down there, but the only way to go up is by going up the elevators. And I was just like, God damn it, here we go. Gotta go up the elevators. The funny thing is, in that time, I ended up riding the elevator with Johnny Young Bosch.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool story.
Because it's like while we're all waiting there, they're like, "Oh, make way for Johnny." So Johnny gets in there, and then there was I think it was no. So there was a girl with crutches, I believe, that was standing there, and he holds the elevator up and says, "Hey, you want to come in here as well?" And leaves the elevator open for her, and then he's like, "Guys, there's room in here. The rest of y'all can just come in." So I went in there. I was in there in my Pope Leo fit. By the way,
I was about to ask you what cosplay you were in, because
I was rocking the Pope. So that was my comfy cosplay of the day. Look, I shat that cosplay in a week. I shat that cosplay out in a week.
It's just so ridiculous. Like, it's the best,
but it's genius. It's genius.
It's genius. When you think about like all the work you put in the Fies one, and it came out great, especially in the professional photos. But like the fact that was a week, and that is just like just genius level, like cosplay. And also, Johnny Bosch is never going to beat the nicest Power Ranger actor allegations, because
absolutely
bad to say about that man. He's one of the ones I've never had any issues with at conventions. He's always been like super chill.
So yeah, come to find out that yes, the panel room was indeed on the bottom floor, but it was past the hotel check-in registration desk and close to where the valet parking was for that level, for that area of the hotel. And I'm like, who's going to think to turn the corner to where technically where the exit is, where anyone could literally just walk in and pop into the, like, what? That's really it. Okay. So, and apparently there was a point in time in which one of the staffers was told to try and gin up goers that were just staying there at the hotel, just hand out free passes to hotel guests.
Good idea.
So guess what? There were people literally just getting free passes that were there for the con.
That could have been me.
They literally were getting free passes.
That is the worst thing you could do, because you're going to get so much ill will from people who paid to go there, because they're like, so these people who aren't even fans just get to go for free. And then there's people who traveled, drove, flew in, had booked hotels, paid money to go there. And then just random people on the streets just be like, oh, here, have a pass. Yeah. Come on in. You like Power Rangers? They're like, that's still around. That's a thing.
Yeah. We've got the sex convention upstairs, but hey, do you like other rubber suited things?
I mean, there were definitely
some story I could say, but we're on YouTube, so I can't tell the story about a hotel convention I walked in on.
I mean, since this was Atlanta, and like next door there was like a soccer game and then all that stuff, there were a lot of people that were going to that hotel anyway for the venues that were going on afterwards. But then they saw a bunch of people walking around in Power Ranger costumes, and they were like, oh my God, what is going on? This is my childhood right here. So we literally were doing like free advertising for them to go in there. Now, the thing is, when I first checked into the hotel, I was confused because this is like Friday afternoon, and it didn't look anything like I remember from like 2 years prior. because I wasn't seeing anyone in costume or anything like that. And I'm like, did I check into like the wrong hotel? Like, is this even like the right hotel? And then when I'm in the line waiting, I realize the guy in front of me is Jack from SPD. I'm in the right place. The guy that was literally checking into his room right in front of me was Jack from SPD. And that's probably why, like, I got to give RangerStop credit that I've never encountered in any of my convention years, is just how shoulder to shoulder you will end up with these actors without even realizing it. Because that same, actually, it was like Saturday morning. I was going down to get my energy drink. I was stuck at the very top level. This guy walks next to me, and I just make a joke about like the fact that the elevators are going to take like 20 minutes to come up there just because they're stopping at every floor before they get to us. And then I get into the elevator with the guy, and then when the next person comes in, they're like, "Oh shit, it's Rancic." I was like, I've been over here talking with Rancic the whole time and not realizing it.
The Australian accent isn't pretty well for.
No, dude. Like, honestly, it's just that the dude like visibly looks much older than I recall. So that's the thing.
It's been 30 years. He was pretty old when the show happened, and 20 years later since then. But yeah, that's cool.
Because then when I'm down there getting my energy drink, it's like I'm down there getting the stuff, and then there's like a little Time Force reunion happening in the same place that I'm getting my energy drink, and then they're like right behind me in line, and I'm like, oh, because there was Jen from Time Force as well. Like everybody's just hanging out. So yeah, it's like I wasn't in an elevator with Rancic. I ended up being in an elevator with Walter as well. Like literally, Walter just jumped into the elevator when we were gonna go up to the atrium where like the party was going on. So it was like definitely good. Like there's a lot that came out of that convention. I saw a lot of things that was great. There's some things that I had forgotten that I wish I could remember.
That's why I want to do RangerStop. They're still doing it, and it's like a big like drinking gathering with people. But Power
yes. So the thing is, like on Friday, I went to 2 panels. One was with the prop guys that worked on the original Power Rangers up until like Disney bought them, and they had some great stories to tell some of the stuff. And when there were no kids in the room, they would definitely amp it up in terms of what they were talking about. That were definitely not a PG-13 in some of the things that they were saying, but it was great things. They're like a few of the stories that they had was about how they had the genius idea of making Power Ranger condoms for the original team. and apparently everybody was down for it. Like everybody from the original cast was down for it. So, and they had like the greatest pitch idea. So essentially it's like they would take out the condoms and they would roll down with everybody's. So it's just like, you have Jason, Trini, and then for some reason when Zach pulled out his, it would be longer than all the rest. That's how they said it.
Obviously, it perfectly makes sense.
Zoom out shot to like all 5 of them holding them up with Zordon popping up in the background saying, "May the power protect you." And apparently this had gotten through like the writer's room and all that stuff until it got too close to the top and they were like, "Nah, shut it down. We ain't doing this."
There's a magic wand and monsters growing joke in there somewhere.
Like it was some good stuff, because then after that was the After Dark panel, and that was great because so in that panel we had I guess for people that don't know the names, so originally it was you had Austin St. John, you had God, I forget his name, but the Blue Time Force and Jason Font, Red Time Force, 2 of the production staff guys, and then as the panel went on, Bulk and Skull showed up. You had what's his name, Wild Force Black show up, and then I didn't recognize him because I hadn't seen this season, but whoever was the Gold Ranger for Beast Morphers, he showed up as well.
Oh yeah.
So
Rodriguez, I think.
So while that was going on, like literally once Bulk and Skull showed up, a guy that was in the front VIP brought up a black bag, and you know what was in that black bag? Well, 4 bottles of alcohol. like straight up alcohol, which was a nightmare for disaster because it was great. Because the thing is, so when they chime in, Jason Font was trying to sell like one of his stories about like how he would stuff a cucumber in his pants or something like that during the filming of one scene. But I mean, I could tell like Jason Font was like not into, like, he seems like the most reserved out of anybody that I've ever encountered during these conventions, where he's just there for the business and he leaves out like as early as possible, and he ended up leaving out as early as possible once again. But yeah, I just remember Skull's actor, once he popped up, he would literally derail the entire thing, but then stop himself. But tell me about the fucking cucumber. and then once Jason Font would start talking, it's like he would deviate and go back to another tangent. I was just like, man, the amount of shit going on over there. But yeah, fun time in terms of that. There was an after party. But also at the very end of it, Walter shows up, being mad that no one told him there was an after dark panel. But also when they're talking about like different like actresses and stuff like that, you know, Time Force Pink and Yellow show up, and they definitely try to rope them in to the conversations, even doing a fuck, marry, kill between the cast members. And they were like, I'm not playing that game. So yeah, afterwards was the there was a big dance party going on that night.
I saw that on YouTube.
And let me just say that Bulk's actor was gone by that. He was gone. Like he was almost stumbling up to his hotel room, and then like he went up the elevator, and then I look over my shoulder, and I guess his room was literally first floor as soon as you make a right from the elevator, because the thing I just see is this man just opening up his blinds, doing like an I'm king of the world pose, and then closing that shit. I'm just like, yeah, that man's gone. That man is gone.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff on Friday. Saturday was also a great time. Let me see here. I do have photos of my fit.
My fit, yeah. I think I saw your Pope outfit. I don't know if you told me or I forgot the Pope outfit would be the second day outfit, but I think I saw that floating around on Twitter.
So it was my first day outfit as my comfy cosplay. Then I got into Fives later on that evening just so I could, you know, make sure everything was going good.
Did they call you Power Ranger Shark like we said?
No, I did. I will say that for Pope Leo, there were people a little confused because there were people going like, "Hey, which Ultraman is that?" And I would just say, "Who's the Pope?" And for some, they would get it, and for others, like, I don't know who the Pope is. What?
No, I got that instantly, and I was like, "Fuck." I saw photos online before we talked in Discord. Because I didn't check your arts and like the one tab, so I didn't know it was you. And so even before we talked about it on Discord, like I saw photos of it, like, I don't know what that is. That is
no. I think Christian shared a photo of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There's a picture of us handshaking.
Okay. And then that was you. Okay.
Yes, that was indeed me. Because yeah, I did. Luckily, I wasn't the only Ultraman there because there was an Ultraman Zero cosplayer that we actually did take some pictures together. And I was just like, look, I got to beat you up because so on my Pope fit, I don't have it with me, but I literally last second like 3D printed out a cross that has 7 on it, Ultra 7 on it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was just wearing that around my neck. So let me see here. Share screen.
See, I need to get my money up so I can actually go to one of these conventions.
Yeah, so there's me facing off against Zero, and then just getting that leg right there up on the crowd.
Nice.
And then obviously pose on that body. So
Nice.
Sorry, the best photo, honestly.
So yeah, then obviously I did enter the cosplay contest with my thighs, as you can see there.
Nice.
Which I will tell you, this took me 45 minutes to get into every time.
Shit.
So that's the thing. Because the batteries took a while to recharge, so I had to like do like 3 different refreshes on Saturday just to go to the room, unwind, recharge up the batteries. The back, arms, and helmet they die after like an hour of battery life. The chest lasts a little bit longer because it's only running the chest and the stomach part. The legs I did on Friday, and then because they were digging so badly into my legs, I couldn't do it on Saturday. I was just like, I'll just not have the light ups fully for the legs on Saturday. But the thing that I hate is they made us line up like 45 minutes before the cosplay contest was going to go on. And my lights literally died right before I was about to take the stage. Like, so only the chest armor was lit, which is the only thing you see here is just my kneecaps and my chest armor are the only thing that were lit because everything else died right before I was about to take the stage. But at the end of the day, I won. I was actually I won the cosplay contest overall, which I got the Black Panther helmet. I got some Bluetooth sunglasses, and they're apparently going to mail me a drone. So I'm just like, okay, all right.
Congrats. Holy shit. I didn't, like I said, I haven't been paying much attention online about the convention apart from what people posted, but congrats.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like I didn't see. So the only one that was also in the cosplay contest was Frankie, who has been on the show before with Zach from Henshin and Homies. So he was the first one that actually met when I popped into the convention, and we kept bumping into each other. And he went in there as a Universe Shinken Red for his. So I went in there with thighs. Second place was a full-on Megazord. And then the 3 others were like the judges' picks. One of which was that Ultraman Zero, who they had to give him style points because he literally came out there doing flips and shit. And it's just you can't like not give him some props. Even though like right before he was about to go introduce himself, he did the flip too hard and the helmet flew off.
Oh, okay.
Flew off. Yeah. So, but yeah, there I am with Beast Morphers Red. He was the MC during the event. So yeah, didn't even realize because once again, it's not a season I watched. So I didn't know it was him at first until they pointed it out, and they were like, "Yeah, someone would have gotten the brownie points if they just cosplayed as Beast Morphers Red."
That was a good season. That was the first season I watched right before Dino Fury came out, and I hadn't seen a season since Dino Thunder. Yeah, and that was actually that was a really good. I was shocked because the first 2 episodes like hooked me. I was like, "This Power Rangers now? This is what they're doing." I was like, "This is all right."
Oh yeah,
good
and the cast for that is a lot of fun as well. Like I like the cast for that.
Yeah, there were a lot of really good cosplays out there. There were some that were definitely not age appropriate for being at the con.
Oh, there's someone thirsting in your Discord for one of them for more photos or one of those.
And the thing is, it's like
a holiday related one.
I talked to them after, like during the Saturday's after party that was going on, which is another thing in itself. Because there was definitely this one chick that was out there dressed as a sexy female Santa Claus, who when the skirt twirled just right, you could see that was just straying down there. That was nothing but straying. And I was just like, there are children here, madam.
That isn't Power Rangers related at all.
Since the convention's continuing, it is Alpha's Magical Christmas.
Oh yeah. And Santa is a Ranger in Hyperforce. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
It counts. We can spin
it.
We can make it work.
We can spin it.
Well, I mean, her friend that was right behind her was a Princess Peach that doesn't look like any fit Princess Peach I've ever seen before. I'll just say that.
We don't have the same search history then.
But the great thing about, like, obviously Beast Morphers Red being the MC is like there'd be moments in which when like the women be walking by and they're strutting their stuff, he would just put out a wad of ones and be like, oh. If you look at like I said, I made a fucking Smurfs TikTok account just so I could try and find something. There is like 2 videos of the cosplay contest entries that are on there. And in one of them, you could definitely see him in the background, right when he pulls out the ones, just like, oh. And it was real money because there were like 2 people in front. They just kept scrambling for it. And I even asked one of the chicks that I just kept seeing getting money. I was like, how much money did you get? It was like $83. I was just like, you know what? That's free money. You literally just picked up $83 in ones.
You guys spend that on the conventional.
So yeah, then so fantastic lineup. There were a lot of creative cosplays. There was one that I got to give props to because it was like a Mandalorian style White Ranger. There's some pictures of that floating around as well. That was also a really good cosplay. The only child entrant was a little boy who was in the Green Ranger bit, like with the shield and everything, and like everybody gave that kid a round of applause, like standing ovation, because he was just like, I want to do my own thing. I want to go up there. He didn't go up there with his dad. He literally was just like, I want to just go up there. Nice. It's wholesome, even though that got interrupted with Mrs. Claus and Peach. So you got to get the good with the bad sometimes. But yeah, then the after party happened, in which I shouldn't have tipped the lady as much as I did. She gave me the hookup for that night. Yeah, because essentially,
I go to America.
Yeah, so because during the party that was going on that night, I'd gotten out of my fives. I pretty much like ripped that shit off because I was like wearing it all day. Like the amount of times I had to repair the fit because it doesn't matter how strong that glue is on that adhesive, body heat's gonna end up like taken away from it. Because right before the costume contest, like 2 hours beforehand, the panel that I was in, I was sweating so much that like my back armor had completely just come undone from the glue. So I had to do extensive cosplay repair in the room. And at one point, like even the eyepiece for here had caved in, and I had to like re-adhere it as well. And I was like, no, this is terrible. So I spent like the hour right before the thing just trying to repair the suit just to make it for the thing, which obviously still paid off because I won it. So hey, nothing like going to a Power Rangers convention and winning as a not Power Ranger.
As you should.
I mean, even during the group photo shoot, I was the only non-Ranger there. So it's like both my cosplays were not Power Rangers related, but we were there. There was one guy that did say Beetleborgs to me. One guy. And I was just like, if I hadn't heard that joke so many times, like I would care, but I don't. Yeah. No, so I ripped that off, and then we go to the party that was down at the atrium that night. It was right after the VIP party. I was like, I'm not gonna pay money for the VIP. And then I was reading so much about people being disappointed by the food at the VIP party because they were out of chicken. They apparently ran out of chicken very fast. And I'm like, of course you're going to run out of chicken really fast. So, but yeah, I went down there and I was just like, you know what? I already was pre-gaming multiple times before going down there. And then I go see their overpriced drinks. And I was just like, all right, let me get some wine. So I got the Cabernet. It was a red wine glass, $8. I gave the lady like a $20 tip, and she was just like, you know, my shift ends in 10 minutes. Just come over here, and I'll hook you up. And I was like, okay, all right. So I finished my drink, and I'm like, oh shit, it's about to be 10 minutes. So I go over, and she just gives me the drink, and she's like, it's on the house. And I was like, for real? Okay, all right. And then before she left, she literally taps me on the shoulder while I'm talking to somebody, and she drops another glass on the table. And I'm just like, nice. This lady's about to get me fucked up. And she did.
Yep. when I was a
Yep.
bartender, I used to do stuff like that. The people who like, you know, like was when I used to drink, you know, I'd get a beer or like a drink, like a shots and this that. And my first one, I was like, I'm drop a 10 with the shot glass, bring it back, and then you get hooked up the rest of the night. When I bartend, I was like, when I used to bartend, I was like, all right, whoever gets me, like, you're getting hooked up the rest of the night. You're not getting the weak margarita pours. I'm putting extra triple sec in that shit.
Yeah, before she left, I gave her another 20. So she gave me a hug. I probably made that woman's night. So yeah, then I hit the dance floor, and then that's when everything starts getting hazy.
Yeah. No, well, a lot of people don't realize that the convention, especially hotels and conventions and stuff, like the bartenders don't like. Was she like a bartender or like a server?
She looked like she was hotel like server, but she was working the little mini bar kiosk thing that they have
they
there.
Get paid. They get paid like shit, and then also you realize how many people go to the convention, they're like broke basically, and they're just gonna pay for their drinks and not tip. You probably handled like 3 or 4, 5 people who didn't tip all night.
But yeah, she was definitely happy. She gave me her hug like before she left. She was just like, "Yep, all right, cool." But yeah, I pretty much spent that night just talking to other folks that I had seen throughout the convention that were in the costume contest. Obviously, they couldn't recognize me because the way that I was dressed up, and like I only had this much of my face exposed when I did have my helmet off. So yeah, pretty much just mingling with a lot of those folks. Ended up talking to a couple of the staff from the convention, and like from the splotches of my memories, they were buying us. They took us to like the different bar. We were doing shots, and I believe I was doing shots with one of the Power Rangers cast. I can't remember who it was.
That sounds about right.
Because the thing is, like, right before all that, like, we're eating at one of the bars in the hotel. It's like my wife, my older brother, and my son, and all that stuff. And then I noticed that Steve Cardenas is there. Like, he's out there pimped out with the blue suit and all that stuff.
With the vest too.
It's just like straight up like 3-piece suit blue.
Dude,
like
yep. That's his thing.
And he was buying like rounds for everybody that was there that was staff.
Oh, nice.
And like, I don't know if it was him that I was drinking with, but I know that, like, I was directly referencing that moment to that staffer because she was part of that group. So it could have been. I don't know. That's where the memory gets hazy. Yeah. All I know is I've seen like any pictures from the con that's me and not like a cosplay that might be floating around there. I don't remember taking a single one of those photos. I will tell you that much. So
I just think you see a bunch of like photos and like you just see red hair in the background.
It's like the post-credit scene of the Hangover movies where they just show the slide of pictures.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that was a fun part. And then Sunday was just me in my Pope Leo outfit, just raiding the dealer's room like one last time, trying to decide on what I was going to buy. Went over to the tokullectibles table. I'd gone to the tokullectibles tables multiple times just to pick and see what they had over there. One thing I did talk to them about was just like, where the hell y'all get those dizes from? Because y'all ain't selling them. Can I get them? Like that's because they had like the dizes there, and they were like, yeah, the Bandai just stopped producing them. So we only take these around when we go to the conventions, and we actually get them from a third-party seller in China. And I'm like, who is this third-party seller from China selling these dizes that y'all ain't got?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we didn't realize that, at a Power Rangers convention, people would ask, of course, I need something to display my belts the nice way. I ain't using no trash can. I know some of y'all use trash cans. Not me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a good amount of dealers' room, like, tables there. Some had some really good stuff for cheap. A lot of God chart stuff on clearance. Seen some booster boxes for the dirt cheap. And I was just like, nope, still not buying them. But on the tokullectibles table, I was like last day is normally when I do my buying if I don't have direct access to my vehicle, because obviously space and stuff like that. So I was between like a couple of things whether or not I wanted to buy. One was the full action Tobaspino from Kyoryuger. The other one was the Geats 9 buckle, the premium deluxe version that came with the Desire driver and all that stuff already there. because my price range was like, I'm not gonna spend 200, but like, you know, anywhere from 100 to 200 around there. So I was like looking at the price. What did I buy?
Yeah, what did you buy?
This
I
thing
know. That's one.
for 150. I still have the price label on there.
Okay.
Yeah, the Tega sword, the Toys R Us edition that has all these other rings in it. You know,
I
it's
think
got
that's
the
what I
belt
got.
thing.
Yeah, that's what I got.
If you hear the enthusiasm in my voice, that completely portrays how I feel about this thing after opening it up.
You sound
was-
very enthusiastic.
I was
Yeah.
so happy when I bought this. Like, I had seen the scans and I was like, you know what? There's no way it's this bad. Then I got it and I'm like, it's that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm like, this thing's tinier than I even thought. I definitely can only put 3 fingers in it. This thing has only been sitting down on like my my floor for like maybe 30 minutes. The blade's already bent.
Yeah,
It's
my
got a-
blade's already bent as well from having it. Oh,
Like that's not it's not great. I did like that the rings came with the adapters for, you know, grown folks' fingers. But if you put those in there, guess what? It won't slide into the actual thing, so it won't hit the buttons and it won't make the lights and sounds happen. And I'm just like, that sucks. That really sucks. Why would you do that? So most of my Toku purchases for 2025 are just regretful purchases.
All buyer's
Like
remorse.
this, the Oja Cal. Yeah, this might be my Toku debt of buyer's remorse. Like, full stop. It's just like, man. So this is great, guys. Thanks. I don't like, even like putting it next to the Boom Boom Killer Robo and things like that. I'm just like, how does that look better than this?
yeah.
Like, that's disappointing. This is a disappointing toy.
Should
Here's
the mini plow version so much better, more articulate.
no, I'm just waiting for a proper 3D print file of this thing that's show accurate.
I know. I need to get the freaking print thing from Stickosaurus for the Tegasword.
I've only seen
I'm
the
holding
print
out.
from the blade itself, like in blade form, because Frankie, like, that was what he was rocking with his Universe Shinken Red, was like the 3D print, like, show accurate size, and I was just like, ooh, that's nice. Plus, it had some heft to it in that printout.
Well, the good thing is because you have the DX one now. When they do the sound version, where you can take that apart and put it in there.
Yeah.
Because I think he's still working on it, and it should be probably like a month or so. It'll be ready.
And like, that's the only thing I'm, I guess, not regretting, is once that's available for us to like purchase and print on our own, then yeah, I can put the lights and sound in there.
Yeah, because once that's available, I'll end up going on like Buy and getting like, because just the Tegasword itself on there is like under 30 on there because people are selling it loose. So I'll just like, I'll get it loose. I don't care if, as long as the sound pieces work on it, that's all I need. That's all I care about.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I ended up spending on there, because then after I said my buys to some folks, and I just left, hit the road back up. And that was a RangerStop that is not over because they got bought out by new owners. So it'll return next year. Yep, bought by the owners of Toylanta and some other place
company
over there. Yeah.
Yeah, he runs basically, it's Toylanta and another like nerdy style one. They run like 3 different Atlanta conventions.
But we'll see if the spirit stays the same and all that stuff, because I think the goal now is just to make it even bigger, because the turnout was so well this year. Obviously, when you advertise it as the final RangerStop in Atlanta, a lot of folks are going to show up there. I think that's why the amount of content creators that showed up in there were as many as they were.
Yeah.
Because it's like there were some there that I didn't know about, that I connected with. So, I'll be reaching out to them at some point in time, because it was nice just to interact with some of the folks, even if some of the folks that I ran into weren't people that cared for me much. So
I'll have to get names after the show.
it is what it is. But yeah, anyone have any questions regarding like RangerStop or anything like that? I'm going because I know there were some people like trying to get some information whether or not certain things happened or not. I was there the entire time, so
I will be there next year, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe if I have enough money up and I'm not financially burdened, I can maybe go.
Oh god, these last 3 weeks have been killer on my wallet. It's so killer on my wallet. Look, at 2-night stay at the hotel where this convention was at with the valet parking that was $60 a day. Yeah, and then obviously the week before that was Switch 2, in which I technically was like $700 for everything when I got it. And then obviously before that was when I was out for vacation for my birthday. So that was another, 3 nights, 4-day stay at a hotel. Plus food. So what are the cosplays that I see? I did see, obviously it's a lot of Power Rangers cosplays there. It's just, I kept my eye out for a lot more of the more creative ones, like the more outside the box ones, or some really good interpretations of some. Like what I wish I could have seen was someone doing like a Phantom Ranger or a Magna Defender, but I did not see those. Because for the bulk, it's like you're going to see a lot more Green Rangers than anything.
Yeah,
because that is the one you will see a lot.
What I was looking at, that would be cool to 3D print, and would be from a paint standpoint and just like a simplicity of the design, Ninjor.
that'd be cool.
Like, I feel like that's like a no-brainer, and I haven't seen any at any conventions. I've been to Power MorphCon twice. I've never seen an Ninjor. I'm like, how is that not done? It's so easy. There's no real detail to it.
Well, the thing is, I was talking during one of our like refresh sessions in the hotel room. It was just me, my older brother, and my best friend, and we were literally talking about like how we hadn't seen any Megazord cosplays at the con until the cosplay contest is when we saw the Megazord. Before that, during the photo shoot, there was someone in an inflatable Mighty Morphin like Megazord fit, and I'm just like, all right, that's funny.
That's actually pretty cool, though.
But I asked them both. It's just like if there was any like mecha that you guys could end up doing a cosplay of, which one would it be? And they both picked the same one, which was Muteki Shogun from Kaku Ranger.
Nice,
good. That's a good one.
I was just like, all right. If I find the 3D print for y'all, I will send it your way so you guys can start prepping up for next year.
The range of motion walking in that will suck, though. That thing is, you're just basically, it's just,
yeah.
Dyrano, I would do that, but then again, we all know I'm biased towards Ranger, so
yeah.
I mean, for me, I said I would probably do the Danoni Taijin just because it would be canon. The fact that he has a smaller human like size, because when they first transformed together, they were like human size, and they were like, oh. Let's grow. So I was just like, I might look into that. I might look into making a Danoni Taijin.
That'd be cool.
Nice.
One thing that I would say that would be a cool cosplay that I've not seen anyone pull off is possibly just someone doing the Mighty Morphin, Megazord, but when it's in tank mode before like going up.
Yeah. If you put one of those electric skateboards, so you're sitting down with like your feet, like the sit and reach in gym, and then you just stand up and go into Megazord form, that'd be actually kind of sick.
Yeah, because I was just like, if you got any of those like little hoverboard, little like bike things that you just like literally ride it, you could probably make that work. It'd be hell to get in and move around in the con, but everybody would want that photo. Like that's definitely one of those those suits that I feel like everyone would want to take a photo of that shit.
If I had, when I get a house and I have my garage set up, I will start 3D. Like, I would love to just do the Diffusion with the Dragon Zord attached to it inside of freaking Titanus. Like, when I have all three of them, that would be massive. You wouldn't be able to go inside the convention with it. You'd have to be outside. Because I don't even know how you'd bring that. You'd have to bring that in like freaking U-Haul.
I do feel like that would be one of those where you would have to get one of those like a golf cart or something, and then just completely rig it to look like that
and build around it. Yeah.
Yep.
It'd still be worth it though. That'd be good.
It would. But yeah, I'm already thinking of what cosplays I might do for next year, but I've got nothing set in stone. I do already have the 3D file for Dark Kiva, so I know that's going to be one of the next costumes that I start working on eventually. But I know, technically, like there shouldn't be any other writer cosplay that should be as intricate or as extensive as SIC5s. Like that's a lot of parts.
I feel like, well, so I have the files if you want. I have the files for Elemental Dragon from Saber, as well as, what's the other one I have? I actually have 3 Saber ones. So I have the, not the first, which one was it? So I have Elemental Dragon, I have Dragonic Knight, and then I always forget what it's called. It's the fucking purple shit. There we go. It's just right here. It's right here. I have the Caliber Jakku Dragon as the files for. But those are so intricate, and like those ones, like I feel like you'd have to do a hybrid of 3D printing and EVA foam just because that shit will be heavy.
I mean, if I was ever to redo this cosplay, I would probably do a lot of it more in the TPU filament, just so it could be
so it's a lot more malleable.
Yeah, because it's like
at Polymorphicon, there's a dude who was Caliber, and it was great.
Look at like just about everything there is separate thing that took weeks of printing. Like that took forever.
Since you have more time, are you going to redo some other, like any of it, or are you just going to like maybe like upgrade it more, or just keep it as is?
I'll probably end up upgrading it more, just so it would actually end up not falling apart on me. Probably making more things that are as close to just one piece as possible, as opposed to multiple pieces glued together, just to make it work.
I would probably, honestly, I would say get the LED tubes. So you don't have to, so that way there you don't have to worry about the batteries. Like get the the more tube ones that you can like move, because then it'll be one solid light up red, and then you won't have to worry about batteries, because those ones you can plug in. Those ones plug into a USB, like one of the battery banks, not actual batteries.
Well, that's the thing. All of these were running off of battery backups.
Oh, I thought they were on. I thought you meant like batteries.
No. It was literally rechargeable battery backups. But the thing is, it's like I had the one in the back running both arms, the back, and the head. And originally I had it running pretty much the entire upper body, but it was hell just trying to get out of the suit. So I ended up splitting the chest and the ab armor to be its own thing, and then that was running off its own battery backup. Then I had individual rechargeable LEDs that went into the kneecaps and into the pretty much the part on the leg for the kick, because that was also lit up. But I had pretty much 2 rechargeable little LED strips that I had put onto the leg itself. But the problem is that was solid metal. So walking around with it on Friday night, that was just digging back and forth in my leg. So by the time Saturday rolled around and I was trying to get into it, my legs were just feeling it too much that I was just like, yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. Oh, it's called the LED wire. So it's the LED actual wire stuff. Like, because I was looking at how to do like LED light, and I didn't want to use like the LED light strips because I have a bad history with those and I always end up tearing them. But I was like, what can I do to do long LED strip? And I was like, oh, and I looked it up and I was like, it's literally LED string, but it's like thick, like a jump rope, and you can cut them, and like they still keep the like they're a lot easier to use than the LED light strips. But then also the fact that they run on the battery banks, but they're also cheaper because you can get like a roll of it for like $10, and the roll's like 25 feet.
I mean, the biggest part that is going to take me a while to figure out is just for the leg armors, the ones that are specifically on the thigh, how to get them to light up and then also run off a battery backup, because it's like that was nearly skin tight. So there's not a lot of room in there for me to like put something else there. If anything, that's where I was hiding my wallet, was on the one on my right leg, which is why that thing was lower than the other one, all the weight from my wallet just being on there. But yeah, it's like I'll definitely fix this one up for future things, just because it's like that's the most work I've ever put into cosplay, and I usually do put in a lot of work into cosplays if I know it, if I'm trying to enter a contest. Like, why do I do YouTube videos when I could just be a cosplay streamer the entire time?
All right.
Because I did get people asking, so it's like, oh, do you make cosplay videos on YouTube? And I'm like, no. It's like, why not? Like, I don't know.
It's like, that's a good point.
It's like, I should. I'm just a guy that likes being creative, but I have usually like one track mind when it comes to creative output. If it's not working on the videos, it's working on, you know, these cosplays, and my creative output was completely dedicated on making these cosplays. So
But then you run the risk of you end up making bits for your cosplay videos, and then you're like, oh, it's extra work.
that would be the entire, like at that point, then I would be like, you know what? I just need to buy myself a studio, make sure it's completely green screened out, and then I can do proper bits in, you know, full effect.
Yeah.
But in terms of cosplays that I'll do next, like I said, I am gonna do a Dark Kiva. I've already got the files for that, but I'm debating on which one I want to do that's specifically catered towards RangerStop next year.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys think I should do to blow the competition out? See if I can go for a twofer at the cosplay contest.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, if it's Ranger related. I'm trying to think what's like something to do with it. Oh, you should do the in-space battleizer. Create that with a 3D printer, or the Lost Galaxy battleizer. You know, the big stomping feet.
That's the thing. Yeah, I didn't see anybody rock a battleizer at all.
It'd be hard to get around, like going through doors and stuff like that, and bumping into people.
It would.
The cracked Zordon's broken tube. I'm just saying.
That actually would not be hard to make. That literally would.
Like, every time I see the Chimera from freaking Full Metal Alchemist at every anime convention, and everyone's like losing their shit because of the little girl, and I'm sitting there like, peek, say Edward really quick, really slowly.
No, I think doing that Zordon might be my comfy fit for next year. I think that's something that I could shit out in like a week. That's not going to be that hard.
Wait,
when we make a freaking movie?
That's what I was going to say. Zordon like, for the freaking movie, and
I meant the broken tube from.
So then someone would literally have to be carrying me around and like
you're just in a
I'm just like down there.
Shopping cart
and a Snuggie
on a shopping cart, yeah, and you're just like
a textured Snuggie just there.
Yes.
That reminds me of a cosplay idea that I had for, this was like years ago, and it was because right before the convention there was like this news story of this one guy that got so high when he broke into a house that when they found him, he was laid out on the floor with just a Doritos all over him.
Understandable. Completely understandable.
Yeah.
And that was like making circles so much that I was like, you know, we need to make a cosplay of one of us just laid out on like this little board that people would just roll around and just Doritos all over them. Let me see. Power Rangers. Let me see.
I'm trying to think what would make like a deep cut cosplay that like I don't know. Like I thought about buying an inflatable park bench and bringing it to conventions and just leaving it there.
Because I mean, for the comic stuff, I did see a lot of cosplays that were comics related.
Yeah, that's been getting more popular. Like even like I said, I've seen someone do the TMNT Power Ranger cosplay before.
Yeah,
which is expensive because they already got the freaking TMNT like full cosplay. Then they had a 3D print a helmet to go over it and all this. I was like, that's 2 cosplays in one. That's not cheap. I'm trying to think. Just from Power Rangers because I was just like, man, what would I cosplay? Like, I mean, no, I can't say that one out loud.
I would cosplay as the Magnet Offender's son, so that way there's a little Magnet Offender running around at the con.
Will you die by the end of it?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be my gimmick. I'm gonna walk up to like the villain actors that are there or people cosplaying villains and be like, kill me.
I'm gonna cosplay as Hobby's arm from freaking Cosmic Fury. Just his arm.
I will say one thing that tripped me up that I was not expecting was Trakina's actress from Lost Galaxy. When she was at the con, she was dressed as Trakina.
Yeah, she's got like a 3D printed bug suit made or something like that she wears there.
Yeah, I saw the photos. I was like,
which reminds me of the story from the prop guys. So when they were working on her dad for the set, they originally just brought out this thing that just looked like a kid walked into the room and they were like, a wallet. It just looked like a wallet that opened up. And everybody was looking at it like, wow, that definitely looks like a wallet. But the guy that was designing it didn't like understand what they were seeing. And it was just like, how can I make this more menacing? And the dude was just like, I think you should put a beard on it. And the guy was just like, he thought about it. He was legit going to do it until he was like, no, I was just joking. Don't do that. I think that's going to clear the standards. Censurations.
This light is hot. It's too hot for this thing.
Yeah, there were too many panel stories that were just too good. Especially, there was one on the set of Power Rangers Turbo, the movie. Because apparently, like that's when they got big budget, and they were using these expensive cameras that were like $1 million cameras for the set.
Damn.
And that's when they started getting some of the union guys involved with it. But obviously, a lot of the guys that were working backgrounds were used to like the way that they used to do things since before unions started, intervening.
Yeah.
And there were the scenes that they were trying to get of the ship at sea, and they were riding around in 2 like small like rowboats, and they were just going to hand the cameras between one another. But then the union guys like, no, that's not going to work. It was just like, let me do this. So he's 1 foot in one boat, 1 foot in the other boat, and he grabs the camera, and then the boats start splitting apart.
Oh shit!
And he drops the camera. And down into the ocean it just goes. $1 million camera.
Damn.
And they were like, "It's all you. That's them union costs." Yeah, he did it. It's like, wow. Some good stuff there. Oh man, I wish I could find the good Megazord fit.
New merch just dropped 1 minute ago. No.
Merch for what?
Nendoroid is doing Resident Evil 4 figures. Ada Wong and Leon.
Oh, okay.
I need those. $50. Need it.
Holding up
Yes.
on buying merch.
That's my hour spiel on RangerStop. If you have a chance to go, obviously there is one going on in Orlando. I won't be going to that one. That's a 6-hour drive.
Yeah. I thought about Orlando because I know people are going there, and it's like I keep like I was going to Atlanta, could visit family. Orlando, I could go visit family, but I was like, of course, that weekend I was back on the Northeast visiting family. And I'm like, and all my other family like, oh, when are you going to go down and visit us in Orlando? And I'm like, well, you do have that new Universal area I need to check out, but then I'd be required to see family.
That's always a tough decision.
It's tough because we get a lot of conventions out here. Like, so it's like we have PMC, and then I have Comic-Con, which is in like 4 weeks, and I'm just like, but I want to go to like PMC is nice, but like every time I see like the RangerStops, I'm like, dude, those look like more chill, fun party environments than like PMC is.
Yeah, that's what I've
PMC is
noticed
kind of
as
like
well.
the proper, like, okay, that's like PAX East compared to like the OG E3 when it was like E3 used to be press and industry only, but PAX East was a party. And now
MagFest was a party as well.
Yeah, that's why I say like RangerStop this year was definitely the most fun I've had, just because those nonchalant interactions that you will just run into with the actors, like it's just out of nowhere. Like when I first rolled up in my fives and came out the elevator, the first one I run into was Walter walking by, and he was just like, "That's fucking cool as hell," and I was just like,
PMC is not like that at all.
Yeah.
PMC, like they got their back area they get to go into and like go out, like whereas one conventions that are in hotels, it's like, no, you're gonna bump into them.
Yeah, because even during like besides like the dance party shenanigans, like when I was just hanging out there in my my fives, there was one dude that was just like giving me like mad props regarding like the entire thing. He took some pictures of it. He was just like really interested in the entire thing. Come to realize later that was the guy that played Kid Tommy during that arc of Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I didn't even, obviously I'm not gonna recognize you. You were a child. No. But then when I like saw like him on Facebook, and I was just like, oh, this is the guy. Oh, he was this kid. Okay, all right. But yeah, it's a whole different thing, just because it's like there's never been a con that I've gone to that I'm literally like shoulder to shoulder with the actors in, you know, such an environment.
Right.
So it really gets you to see like who are like the real ones, who are the nice ones, and then who are the ones that are strictly business, and who are the ones that just like are there just to get quickly paid. Like you could definitely tell it as you paraded around, because there were some that wanted to maintain image, stayed in like specific lanes, and then wander out, and there were others that were there also just having fun.
Right.
So it's good time overall. So Toku, other Toku.
Yeah. Toku.
Yeah, stuff. I forgot about Toku for a minute there.
I mean,
should we start with Gav or?
I mean, we could talk about Gav a little bit, because
I didn't watch it, but the big plot twist reached Twitter by the time I sat down to watch the episode. Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing that we got like 2 weeks before, and I didn't like it. So the thing is, obviously, I'm still streaming this thing on Twitch every Sunday night, and the episode of Hanto's redemption, like kind of forgiving and letting the hyena like Renewed like walk off, get to live his life, and that kind of stuff. You know, that was kind of good. That was kind of good. Then we got like the final minute of the episode in which Glota shows up, offs the guy. And I'm like, what the hell was this episode even for? What the hell was any of this for? Like,
no, I didn't get it.
It was like screeching halt moment, and I'm discussing it like post stream, like with a lot of folks. Like I was like just godsmacked. Like I was just like, what? Y'all, yeah, okay. Because I feel it's such a last minute thing to try and throw in there, and then this last episode, trying to pull up that Glota was all about her family from the beginning, and she was just, you know, very guarded towards her family and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, no, it really just feels like you guys are just throwing things in, just to try and like tie up some of the loose ends, and it's kind of like rubbing me the wrong way in terms of how they're doing it. But I mean, in hindsight, and I've said this to folks on like the Discord server before, looking back at it, like as much as I'm being critical of Gavu now, doesn't mean it's a bad show. And even looking back at some of the seasons that I love with a passion, a lot of them didn't stick the landing either. Fies, for as much as obviously I beat Vic writing the show, that whole like Emperor Orphanok arc towards the end, dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kabuto, as much as I love it, those last 3 episodes, they don't exist. Double, as much as people like that show, and I found the show to be pretty good at the time, that final episode, I blocked it out of my memory. I forgot about it. Like, so there'll be things like that that'll happen. That doesn't say that Gavu's a bad show. I'm just saying that the way that they're ending it does feel like they are trying to muddily tie up some end plot points, and they're not doing it well.
Blade. I love Blade, but trust me, the whiplash you get watching that show from the tone of how it started, and then you get into everything with freaking Tachibana like can't like Henshin and always screaming. It's like no. And then the second half, it's like no. You could see when the writing changed and everything. I'm like, yeah, it's not the best show, but it's like
Blade was one of those shows that had too many hands in the pot.
Yeah.
And it was probably due to the stiff competition that they were receiving at the same time from Takara Tame, because that's when Ryu Kendo was out there. And they were like, we got to keep up. We actually got competition. We're kind of scared. So,
yeah. Really quick,
but
the greatness said it's a hyena tick. Yeah, the tongue out of the mat, the Granude's tongue thing, that's what the hyena, like, that's why, because we all thought it was wolves and this and that. Then when you look at the tongue, like, that's a hyena, and how the spots are on it, it's a hyena.
Yeah, they clarified and said that yes, it's the hyena.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do feel that they are rushing a lot of the plot points now, especially with Jipu. Like, as much crap as he gave Shoma, and then he gets remodified and gets given, the bitter Gavu for, then he gets his ass caved in, but then he survives the final blow because of his sheer hatred. Like, he's out here burning in fire. Yeah. They give us the shot, and it's just like, oh, he gone, and then he just walks away, and I'm like,
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, like, and not this current episode, the one before. I knew when he got the bitter Gavu unit installed, I was like, no, didn't give this man Baku sticks. No, he knows that's not even powerful enough. I was like, no, just set him up, because he's still just like, let me learn out more about this gotcha pod thing going on. Like, I was like, he knew he wasn't gonna win that fight. Yeah, I mean, Rom got his ass kicked, one-shotted, but like, I was like, yeah, there's no, I don't know. The bitter Gavu thing is like the one thing in the show that I was like, was it ever necessary?
No, it was not.
The clones, like, until we know this, like, I'm still hung up, and I bring it up in my reviews all the time. I'm still hung up on the computer screen with the letter K and the little fetus thing on the screen, because I'm like, he was trying to create this perfect organism, and it was such a big plot point, and Nelv has all his research, but he ain't doing shit with it. He's just like, oh, I'm going to just modify more Granudes and my own sibling and make them more powerful, but they still get one shot. They still got their ass kicked. And I was like, I feel like right now where we're at, unless something drastically happens, and I feel like it's going to be in the background with this whole research stuff, because he has all the research. I'm like, why is nothing being done with this? That could have been a good arc to have instead of the whole, I get the clones from Shoma, but like, now it's like, all right, bitter Gav's just getting tossed around. And then even Jeep was using the bake gun with it. And I'm like, why has he got the gun? That's a changer too. Why? And I even brought up, I was like, he's using the gun too. Why isn't he, like, what if he puts another Gochizo in there or something, like, and gets more powerful, double the henshin, double the fun? Like, it's the same thing with freaking Hanto. It's like, all right, he still has the Valen Buster, but he can go into Frap Custom. But like,
that's also why I was wondering, like, since Lamb keeps getting his driver fucked up, I'm just like, well, there's another spare here. Like Hanto can just give you his, and then he could jack that the Bake Magnum from them. Yeah. Like, just jack that shit and then use it to transform into probably more stronger forms.
Because we know Nelv took Gochizo's 20 episodes ago, and nothing ever came from that, because we know Suga took some, but Nelv has some too. I'm like, but nothing ever came from that. And I'm like, the Nell stuff is like my number one gripe right now with the show, and it's been my gripe for a while. Other than that, I get like the episode before this one where they just killed him at the end of the episode, glow to death. I was like, you know what? I can never hate her. I don't care. Everyone else is like, oh, I can't believe she did that. That's my queen. She did it. Okay, I'm okay with this. She's.
But perfect. I will say that the way that they are personifying her character now,
yeah,
is what's throwing things off.
She suffers from lack of screen time for the better part of the last 15 or 16 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why? Like, we have all these other, like, there's so many moments where she could have been around for stuff, and instead they gave her the whole, like, angsty, I don't want to work for my little Jeep, this is bullshit. Or, like, if there was more conflict between her and the president's daughter, like, actual conflict, that'd be more intriguing for her character, and use that as the catalyst to show her personality, not whatever they're doing right now. And I'm like, man, she had the best debut on that couch, and then beating the brakes off of Valen without even being in granite form. That kick, that leg, just thinking about it, perfect. And then it's like the worst like way they've handled a villain on this show is the Stomach family, really. And
yeah,
like, but they're supposed to be the main core. It's like, in as much as people give crap to Revice, at least they handle a family dynamic a lot better than they have in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously, this past weekend, because it was Father's Day, was a tradition to do on Twitch. We watched the best episode of Revice, probably the best episode in Reiwa, which is episode 42 of Revice.
I was say Dear Gaga.
Oh, fuck that shit.
you watch the nice battle.
Yes,
with the henchins of the best henshin fight scene in that whole entire show until
with the musical sequence and everything and all that stuff. It was such a good episode. Such a good episode. As much as I give Revice some shit, like that is still peak. The best episode in like Reiwa, bar none. So
I brought up one time a while ago that the Revice Legacy Veil was such a good idea that there should have did that every season. There should have been like a Geats Legacy. There should have been something that like a little mini series outside that's produced in a pocket that's very isolated story that's like a perfect side garnish of the show. Because if you do that every season, just 5 episodes, it's not going to take that much out of production, really, when you think about it. And it just like that Revice Legacy added so much lore to that character, a character we really didn't fully care about for the longest time. And I'm like, you could have did this, you could have did, something like this with more of.
I mean, for Geeks, we could have had like Ace's different like timeline periods, like all those other like Desire.
Gotchard, we didn't need one for Gotchard. We don't need that. But for this one, we could have Longo and like him becoming the patriarch of the family after the father dies. Or we could add something for Dente with him working with the grandfather when they created the dark treats. Because we still don't really know any more about how the Granute Society works. Because apparently they don't just eat rocks, because our hyena Granute was a confectionist in the Granute world. So he was making treats. Like, they don't just eat rocks. Like, he making cake? Like red velvet cake and stuff like that? Like, what are they eating over there for? Like, what are they eating besides rocks?
Yellow cake uranium.
Yes. I want to make the quote where from the Dave Chappelle show. He's holding it and pulls it up. Like,
don't drop that shit. Don't drop that shit.
Yeah. But it's like, there's so much world building that's missing from this. And I feel like I'm a broken record. Like, we don't know much about the Granite world still. They have a president. Okay. They have like financial advisors and this and that he's like strong arming, but it's like, how am I supposed to care about him being the president if I don't know much about that world?
Not only that, but we also got like the introduction of the fact that the Stomach family has the innate ability to be able to travel to other dimensions willy-nilly.
And they don't know about it. Oh, God.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, so like all these other doors that led to other places, several of them were, other dimensions, but we're not visiting them. like definitely like opportunity.
Well, it also got my guard is like, how did they discover humans and how to like mimic them? Whereas like the president didn't even know about that. He's like, what with humans? Well, what's this world? Like, so you're telling me the president of their society, I don't know if it's a president of just one area, if it's like a world where there's like a brand new, that's one country within a brand new planet. Like, I don't know, but it's like, I'm not going to lose sleep over. It's like, how does the president not know about humans? Like, but Stomach Inc. So I'm like, how powerful is Stomach Inc.? They can't be that powerful if they're basically now under the control of the president. So I'm like, what is, there's a lot, and like it wouldn't ruin the show if it's never fully explained, but it's like, why? Like, you can give us something, at least make us care more.
Thing is, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire Granute Society actually just lives in like Middle Earth, like literally like subterranean Earth, because they've got the structures above and in the bottom as well.
That's true. Like, now, like, my whole theory is maybe like Longo's gonna go after the president and become president.
I mean, he might end up teaming up with Shoma at the end of the day, because it's like once he sees that his plan wasn't so great and technically getting tossed aside by Shoma, he's no longer restricted by the chains of the president. And obviously, we know that man's not dead, because with that kind of like power armor he's been rocking, the aura, no.
Yeah,
he ain't
no,
dead.
that's final boss level. Like, that's why I'm just like,
and Glotz is probably in a similar state herself now. Except, you know, they're probably gonna kill her.
Yeah.
They made her the fall girl for Lakia, which I really wish would have been Lizelle instead, because it would have made more sense for Lizelle to be the one that killed Comel, just, you know, not liking these peasants.
Right, he could have like bumped into her on the street, and that's all she would have needed to kill him.
Yeah, exactly. Then it would have given us something else for Lizelle to tie something in, but no, it was Glota. We went with the vanilla option. What if Lango becomes the final villain? Well, the final boss. I mean, possible, but I still think it's either going to be Nirab with everything he makes, or he's gonna manufacture what the final boss is gonna be.
Yeah,
it'll be a callback to like Heisei 1, where a lot of them you don't get to see who the final boss is until like an episode or two before the final episode, and then that's the bad guy.
They're gonna pull a Juga on us.
I mean, I don't doubt that Lizelle would beat Jipu up, but either way, I mean, there's we'll see how they go. It's like it definitely is just a show right now. But you know what's been peak? Those Uger.
Hell yeah! Now I can talk, and that other guy is gonna watch the show is gonna be. I didn't say anything during the whole Gabu stuff, and I was like, yeah, because I'm 3 episodes behind in Gab, and usually if something big happens in Gab, then that's the stuff that's going to get clipped on Twitter, and I end up seeing that. But I will catch up on Gab eventually. I've just been watching Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon at my own pace. And I kind of want to make a video talking about it. But it
definitely was a really good show. I enjoyed it.
It's fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the 2004 Toku vibes it's got going for it.
Yep. I mean, terrible CG on
oh, absolutely.
It's a product of its time.
And because it's chick fighting in heels, like there's a lot of kicks and flips and stuff like that. It's not like full on martial arts in your face. So I appreciate
a lot of twirls.
A lot of twirls and
finishers
panty shots. The twirls and the flips, yeah. But it's good. I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it.
And a lot of shitty wigs, but hey.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, they had to do it. Had to make it work. But the fact that they managed to constrain it to the episode count that they did and still tell a pretty good, cohesive story, got to give them props for it. But yeah, it goes Uger. So what a way to come out of Bad End. But with feeling like they did Geats but good. Like, you know, when the Desire like Grand Prix would end and like the world would get reset and we would get those moments. That's kind of how we felt when we got the episode. It's just like, oh, we're just revisiting episode 1, but it's remixed a little bit. And then they hit us with that intro. And man, that was a shonen mecha anime intro. If I was ever to watch a mecha shonen anime intro, like that was it. That was the thing.
Yeah.
It was great. And then it's gone because it went back to the regular one. The thing is, I'm probably never going to remember the name of Gozu Polar because I just keep calling him Joe Everyman, because looking at the guy, he just looks like generic guy. So I'm just like, he's just Joe Everyman. But it's crazy how we kind of got his backstory that he's kind of been frozen in stone for like 1,000 years. So I'm just like, oh wow, they're really going the Geats route, except like hold my beer, we're about to do it better. And it really starts fundamentally messing around with the overall lore, with the fact that he was the original Gozu Wolf. He gets his wish, but he's gypped on the fact that he didn't get what he wanted.
Yeah.
Until Gozu Polar not Gozu Polar, but Goodburn specifically like finds him and brings him out of his shell to be the main character the whole time.
After 10,000 years, he's free. It's time to do some really badass shit.
So I did like that. Apparently, the actor originally did audition for Gozu Wolf and didn't get it. Oh
yeah.
And then, but afterwards, they were like, "But stick around. We might have something for you."
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely a trip, especially how they started playing up the dynamic, especially with the trailer of how Horu's character was just relegated to the background. But I will say, anyone find it incredibly weird how the rest of the Gozujers were off in their other, life, but then come that fight 2 episodes ago, they just show up as if nothing happened?
Yeah, I hope that get explains.
Now I have a theory.
A game theory?
I mean, I always got some theories. Now, the thing is, we haven't really seen Kuon since the end game happened. And the world technically did get remade with him winning. And we do know that he is the president of an AI company. So what if these Gozujers are powered by AI?
Ooh.
And they're actually not... Because remember, their rings did fade at the end. How'd they come back?
Yeah, that is true.
You're not wrong. That is interesting.
So it's like I feel like they're playing a little bit of a long game in which Horu's like just thinks that these guys are back again, and then they pull the wool over the eyes, and it's just like nope. And then I'll get the thing that I always want: evil Gozujers.
Because they kind of just show up and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And it's like, "Don't worry about it. We're back." It was like, but the other Gojujers that were doing different stuff.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like they really just come off very nonchalantly, and of course, with the latest episode, we're back to like normalcy with how the show goes. But it's just like there's still that lingering thing of like they still showed up out of nowhere with their rings 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
and we still haven't seen Kuon. And he was, having his maniacal endgame laugh 3 episodes ago when the power goes out and we get this timeline change. So I'm just like, there's something here, especially since we know now that, of course, Tega Jun is an AI replicant of Tega Sword. And there's a lot to go in here, especially when it comes to false copies, because that's all that Kuon has been making is false copies, because he did the same thing with the saber. So there's stuff there. There's stuff. There's things and stuff. I mean, she's CGI for right now because they couldn't afford to make another practical suit for the time being. Especially if she's not going to appear that frequently in episodes. But of course, we know that Goodburn is, so he was going to get his own suit. I feel like they'll probably get more in there, but I mean, some things regarding the budget do depend on how well the show is inevitably received.
Yeah.
So buy the toys. As much as I hate these toys, I did my part.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Consume product. Buy the toys.
You got a fan going on back there, Mark?
I do. That's why I
AC?
keep freaking. That's why I keep muting because dude, it's so hot here. I turned it off in the beginning, but I'm like, no, it's too hot. I got to turn it on. I'm like dying. It was like
I'm surprised you don't get the rain for me.
That's probably the noise isolation you got.
Okay.
I will say one of the
cancellation is good, except that AC I have it cranked at 62 degrees at the highest setting.
Now, who else was disappointed at Gozer Polar's debut when he's rocking the nice jacket with the suit, but then he instantly takes it off?
I love that jacket so much. I even want it. Like I saw that it's up for sale. I was like, I might have to. That's nice.
Like that's a good ass jacket. I also hate that he didn't make his appearance with the hood up at first, and then did the bounce, but he just instantly just off and then gets the armor, and then that's it. And I'm like, you know what? If I do a Gozer Polar cosplay, and that might be what I do, I'm gonna have to make him rock that jacket. That jacket in itself just feels like a battleizer that is not being used. I mean, it's like what they did with Shinkendra, except better.
Yeah.
So,
which apparently there's a Shinkendra 15th anniversary special that was announced.
Oh, what?
I haven't seen enough sources, but I've seen something floating around online. Like, I could be wrong, but
I haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah, it's from a leaker, but I don't know if it's official yet, so don't quote me on that.
But wouldn't the 15th anniversary be last year?
That's true, but you know Toei.
But they would have already announced the project then, and then just said it will come out when it does.
Yeah. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong on this one. Okay, don't quote me on that. Okay, I could be wrong.
All right, so according to Ash, Shinkendra is coming back 2025. Big blowout special mini series, 15 episodes long. All the cast members are back.
Six seasons in a movie. If I'm wrong,
it's going to be on Amazon Prime. Going to be catering towards adults. They're going to have a crossover with Super Samurai as well. Everybody's coming back for this one.
Even Ricardo Mendenas.
He goes by Rick now. We don't claim him in Puerto Rico anymore. We don't claim him anymore. We don't rep him. That draft that we had a couple years ago, we were like, nah, we don't want him. I
forgot about the draft.
Yeah. The draft, we were like, nah, Puerto Rican delegation does not accept this application. We deny. Like, y'all can have him in New Zealand. Y'all can have him.
I don't think New Zealand will want him.
Oh, but
oh my God. None. So like an ad just popped up on social media. How the hell is Subaraya Global producing in Japan commercials for their US Amazon Prime store getting new shirts and merch for our Ultraman Arc? What the hell has Kamen Rider Global done yet?
Said, hi guys, we about to do some things. And we were like, what things? And they're like, stay tuned. And I feel like that was 4 months ago.
Yeah, no, it's been like 3 months, probably 3 or 4. But it's just like, how the hell? Like in this commercial, it's quick. It's like a little minute long, just showing off the shirts and the DX toys coming. And I'm like, how hard is it to do something like that? It's not. Subaraya is doing the minimum, but it just seems so grandeur because they actually are just because it's actually so easy. I'm going Prime right now. Push a button. It's what, Friday? I'll have it Monday.
They just don't want to spend the money.
They don't. This is filmed in someone's apartment on a phone. Okay, this is not in a studio. It's someone's apartment using a phone. And I was like, that's perfect marketing. It works. You're just showing off the shirts and the DX toy. And it's this female just kind of dancing around and posing with stuff. I'm like, I want the shirt now. It works. Good marketing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Mike from Samurai, he also got dropped out of the draft. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, wait, is he Puerto Rican? I thought he was Filipino.
He still like whatever thing he was in, like they dropped that draft.
Yeah.
They're no longer not there. All right. So, anything else on Gozer? I mean, people talking about good burns, like what Joe Everman's additional ability is. You know, everybody's got that additional ability.
I mean, he punched a Megazord. That was pretty cool.
I got Digimon Savers vibes when that happened. The first episode when, like...
oh, yeah, that's how it opens. He's fist-fighting like an Agumon in the streets.
Yeah, he pretty much, Greymon just punches him straight in the face. And I was just like, oh, that's Digimon Savers right there. Nice. Go on, Wings. No.
People are saying Zets rumors, but I'm not really keeping up with the Zets rumors because
the only rumors that I've heard is that apparently it's supposed to deal with dreams versus reality, and I'm like, all right, anyone could have guessed that when they saw the 3 Z's in the name, that it's going to have something dream related in there. The other rumor that I saw is something that kind of goes hand in hand with what I predicted a couple weeks ago, and that is that Takahashi is going to return as the head writer for the show. And a couple weeks ago, I was putting the math together, and I did point out here on TokuTonic that Takahashi has a 2-writer show break before he comes back, because that's exactly what happened previously. It's like he did Xaid, then Build and ZO came out, and then he came back for 0-1. And then, you know, Saber and then Revice came out, and then he came back for Geats. Now we've gotten Gotchard and Gavu, so he'll probably come back for Zetsu. So, but that's the current rumor, is that Takahashi is back, but I wouldn't be surprised given it's technically now a pattern. It is now a pattern. And while Zetsu is supposed to be a more, I think it's more biological writer, the secondary is supposed to be more mechanical based.
Oh, okay.
Is another thing that I've heard on here. So those are like the main things that I've seen. Also that he's grasshopper based, but it's like, all right, so was Gotchard, but you think I care?
No one cares.
People forget Gotchard was a train and a grasshopper.
Remember when we were excited for We're not excited. Remember when we were optimistic for Gotchard? Pebridge Farm.
Good old days.
I was cautiously.
You were cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I was always cautiously optimistic, and y'all told me, nah, just it ain't gonna be bad.
Boy, were they wrong. Or boy, were we wrong.
We got that crazy scene where we went in the pocket thing with the smoke and everything. I was like, yo, that's sick. Bring me that.
And they never brought that back except for like close to the end.
The drone footage, like going overhead with the camera looking down. They were, because like Revice started with some new camera angles. Gotchard put more new camera angles into it. I'm like, oh, it's good this week. And then it's like, nah, y'all wanted a good show. Never mind.
I do feel like this is funny. Like when these Zetsu rumors came up, I was just like, isn't it like the 15th anniversary or 20th anniversary of when Inception came out?
Oh, fuck. It might be.
Because I was just like, what if they're like, this is a Toku Inception.
It came out in 2010. So yeah, 15 years ago.
There it is. 15 years of Inception. They out here. They doing it. Oh my god. All right. Wait, where's my sound effects? Here it is. It's been so long since I played it that I forgot where it was. like where is it? Where is it? Zio, you didn't believe in the heart of the cards. The fuck I didn't. I bought cards like before the show came out. I think everybody bought cards before the show came out. We all
talk about it.
We all had faith. We all had faith in the cards. We knew that it was gonna print money, and then the show was mid, and then went to shit. And then, you know, I just hate that Toei's probably going to keep referencing that show as this was our bread and butter. This made us so much money that they're going to end up doing another like gotcha mechanic type thing. I mean, I bought like the couple of booster boxes that I did, and that's it. I'm fine. Even though I didn't get the cards I wanted at the end, I'm not upset about it.
I bought a box of booster boxes.
I didn't buy any, and I said I would buy stuff.
I do wish that the Go Chizos for Gavu were much more than they actually ended up being, because at first I did have like the I gotta buy them all mentality, but as time went on, I was like, a lot of these are very samey with just different stickers of like the same thing, and I was just like, for that, it's just like
get the talking ones. They're really good. Like I can send you a link. You can get like both of the 2-packs for like $40 on Buy. So you get like the popping and punching, and then you would get both the versions of the chocolate ones, and they're actually really cool.
Who else do I think is joining that purple guy? That Sakito, the Boom Boomger. Like we talking Boom Boomger now. Like, in case y'all didn't know, Sakito's getting his own standalone, like, special. That's a backstory, and that's it.
I feel like it should have happened, you know, a while
On the
ago.
show.
You know, like when you know, you talk about a Revice legacy. We should have gotten a Boom Boomger legacy.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Sakito being good, being actually a character in the show. And then we got what we got. He had an introduction, and then they tried to shoehorn him into other people's plot points, and they just didn't work out well.
But I guess you haven't heard this part of the Boom Boomger special. Have you heard who's coming back for the Sakito special?
Is the chat for real?
What do you mean? Oh, it's the chat saying it's been slow for me.
Go on wings?
Yes. We got him. All right. Yeah, they were announced last night. I'm surprised like you didn't see it posted in your Discord earlier.
Man, I don't be looking in there. I just be chatting with folks.
Okay.
I just be hanging out in VC.
Okay, then. I'm surprised no one told you in the VC when it happened.
They probably wanted to keep my sanity in check. But that was wow. What was the joke? I always said like if the Boom Boom wings, then we would get the BBWs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then wow, they doing it. They bringing them, and it's part of Sakito's storyline. But I will say on the offside of that, you know what that gives me hope for, though, right?
No. But
So if they got Go on Gold's actor back, that means he's going to be on set, and that gives more credence to the fact that there might be actually a Kabuto special coming out next year. Because remember, they don't have these actors just hanging around willy-nilly for no reason. Remember, like the fact that Tachibana's actor was around for fucking Outsiders. They were like, Come on now. Well, let's get you into King Ojas. Your wife's already here. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You can be that guy. You can be that guy. So I would say that's the only saving grace. I think it's because he was already on set that they were able to actually do things.
Yep. And also the Gold Tweakers are there as well, and Sean Rompo, from what I've heard. And Jeremy's there too for some reason. So I don't know why everyone's getting invited to the Sakato special.
I mean, Shorumpo and Ho Soldier, they were there for the Kings in Space.
Yeah, that's
thing,
true. And they
so-
are in space. They are in space. And maybe Jeremy's off doing space things. I don't know. But I don't know. I'll check out this special out of curiosity.
I mean, I know I'm going to have to watch it anyway, just like how we watched the other girls remix that happened. Let's see. Except Jiro. Jiro's not showing up for this. I thought Jiro was showing up. I thought that was like one of the early ones that they said that Jiro was going to show up.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, Jiro is. They said Jiro is in here. Yeah, Jiro is in here. I'm looking
Oh,
at-
he's stuck in costume?
I think so. Stuck in costume.
Okay, I guess he can't breathe the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Stuck in there. That's wow. Wow, that's this is a disappointment on that front, but okay. Guess the actor's doing it big if he can't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man. That ruined my night. The wind just completely went out my sails once I got that. Oh my god. If y'all were to understand my disdain for the Go On Wings, I mean, I think most people know already, but still. And I still have not given that show another look because that other half that I dropped is the half that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Not feeling it. Did I see the Omega press conference? I did not. I know that they played the intro for it, but I heard from some folks that they don't like the way that the intro sounds. They like the ending more than the intro, and I feel like that's been like the last few years, as most people have been going that they like the ending more than the intro. But I'm like, look, we're 2 weeks away from the premiere of it, so I'll hold off until then, because obviously that's going to be a stream that'll happen literally an hour after the show ends. So I'll be checking out episode 1 right before that stream and seeing how that ends up going, how that first episode ends up going. But I've not heard the Omega opening, but I've just heard from folks saying that it just sounds like noise. And I'm like, I mean, there's been intros that I've heard before that the first time I hear it sounds like noise, but then the next time that I hear it, it sounds better. Like, my brain starts decompiling what it is, and it's just like, all right, then good. But we'll see how that goes. Oh, now I see your Metroid Prime 4 out now.
Yeah.
Oh, where at?
In the UK, apparently.
Man, I guess it explains since they didn't buy a lot of Switch 2s. Well, they bought a lot of Switch 2s, but it didn't break their records. Switch 2 broke records everywhere else, but not in the UK.
Yeah.
Let's see. Time Fire's coming back. Time Fire's dead.
Yeah. Wait, what is Time Fire coming back for?
They're saying for the special. Ain't no way. At this point, like, what's the point of Sakito even being there? Like, once again, he's just gonna get outclassed by all the other characters that are showing up for his special.
Mm-hmm. Is Time Fire going to be a Force Ghost if he shows up?
That would be
That'd be interesting.
Or he's going to like possess he's going to be a spirit that possesses one of the vehicles.
could show up. and then it's canon that what's her name? God, I already forgot her name. Neon is canonically his daughter. He just used the Desire Grand Prix right before he died to wish himself a take two. I mean, Decker Break, obviously the actor was already there for the Decker Ranger 20th that we had last year, so. Well, that nonsense. Let's see what else. So yeah, we went over the Zetsu stuff. We went over this terrible crossover thing that I don't care about. Have actually, because I keep getting asked this every damn stream. Has anyone given a damn to do the subs for Boom Boom Jur?
Nope.
And
nope, it has not. Nope.
Wait, did it even come out?
Someone earlier about that.
Yes, like a month ago.
No one cares. There's no subs for it.
Not
Not even on
crazy.
one of my Discords that I get subs from when the site we all go to doesn't.
I'm like, is it that bad? Is it one of those that people literally just give no fucks?
That no one can be bothered subbing it. That's crazy because you know usually if something's not subbed, or I usually find out when something's subbed when you just drop it in here, or like people like who react to the stuff would put a video out, and I guess no one's bothered subbing it and stuff like that. Because when I found out that what was it, Don Brothers versus Zenkai, no, Don Brothers versus King Oja game, I think that's when I found out when people were reacting to it subbed.
Yeah, so the raw for this dropped May 23rd. It's been almost exactly a month ago that this dropped. And no one has bothered subbing it.
That's crazy.
No one cares about it.
I'm just like, how bad is this thing that no one wants to do? And the thing is, VLC still hasn't released that thing that. Oh. Without spoiling anything, how did you enjoy? Did you get bored?
Production value. Yeah, I was in there like just to skim. I was like, because I didn't see any subs, so I typed it in search bar and it popped up the raw, and I was like, well, it's there. I was like, maybe it's a bad raw, so no one's gonna sub it. And I pulled it up, checked the quality. I'm like, no, it's 1080p, it's high quality. But I'm like, and I'm watching like, yeah, it's high quality from a visual, but it's not high quality from a movie standpoint.
How long is it?
I don't know. Let me pull it up really quick.
Is it like an hour long?
Unless I've deleted it. I don't know if I did. Hold on. I might have deleted it.
Apparently on the streaming sites it's translated, but it's like but on the usual sources of where people like upload their stuff, uncompressed unless their encoding sucked.
Yeah. I already deleted it. I still have the file, the download file, though. But yeah, it's nope.
It's probably like 40 minutes, 40 to 60 minutes, like most of them. Like,
I mean, most of the time the crossovers would be close to an hour, except for for King Oja, because they decided to have 2 crossovers for the price of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I still find that hilarious that in terms of like the usual people that sub all of Toku, you're not touching this.
Yeah.
Nope.
That is wild. Well, it's crazy when they find something like the girls remix more enticing than this, and that was a thing that happened. Yeah. That girls remix was not that great either.
Yeah.
Especially with them throwing in Sachika in the intro, and then she doesn't show up until literally the last 20 seconds of the special to deliver the food. I'm like, oh, thing. That was a thing. Oh, remember when these Sentai crossovers actually felt useful? I think with since they now do these crossover specials after both shows have been over, as opposed to doing it like in the middle of one show So it's like part of their middle plot point, as opposed to like the other show that obviously ends. It felt like there was a little bit more there, but now it's like, well, both shows have ended, so this is like a post-story arc for both of them now. And like they just, been all right. There's an after credit scene. Okay.
Thanos shows up. He snaps the show out of existence.
Oh, outside of that, anything else been going on? The comics that I don't follow, that kind of stuff.
The VR Troopers comic is coming out this week, but Boom Studios, it's nearly lunchtime here, and Boom Studios has not sent me, or I'm guessing not sent anyone out their press release stuff yet, which is fascinating. Usually they send out solicitations and press release stuffs around this time, but ever since there's a change of distributors out there, they've been very slow to get stuff out there.
Yeah.
But Street Sharks is getting a comic.
Yep, already on my list. So good. Can't wait.
Yeah. And not Ultimate, and Spider-Man 94, animated Spider-Man series, is getting a sequel comic that's like, I guess, the non-Toku stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, today's the 50th anniversary of something very important that came out. Transformers War for Cybertron.
I never played
And if
video
anyone wants
game?
to play it on PC,
Yeah.
yes. And if anyone wants a link, I can DM you a link where you can get those games fully running on PC for free.
Nice.
Can you shoot me a link, Mark?
I will right now. Actually, I just loaded it up.
I mean, I've got the games on PS3, but that would require reconnecting the PS3 and all that stuff.
Yeah. And the Steam versions do not have controller support. These are working PC versions that are based off of the console versions that work on your PC.
Nice.
And I was very excited because I love War and Fall of Cybertron. Because there's a rumor that Hasbro is actively wanting the High Moon style Transformers game to go back to this style. They want to go back to the style of Transformers game. So we may finally get a third one, which I would like to call Escape from Cybertron, with a Transformer that looks like Snake Plissken.
I mean, that was a game series that was done right, and I was just like, oh man, they're making licensed titles that are actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they haven't
Devastation.
been peaked since. So, How to Train Your Dragon was awesome. Well, I hear that it's a beat for beat remake with a little less soul, a little less heart.
I saw it. Because my wife, we like How to Train Your Dragon, the first one on there. It's literally just 1-to-1. Some of the it looks just like, but some of the acting and like the synergy and chemistry between some of the cast members just wasn't there though. But it was still fun. It looked really good.
Yeah, but at the same time, beat for beat, like remake is like, why not watch the original? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The original is going to be the superior product.
Yeah.
That's not like there's real dragons in it. So I think what else was there? No, there was something else, and I was like, I completely forgot. No, I don't.
That's what I'm trying to think as well. It was something.
Oh, I never played Devastation. I'm gonna download that shit too.
It's really good.
It's like, I can't talk about Rogue Sun issue 30 just yet, but yeah, I'm waiting for those.
And that's going on hiatus for. And that's going to go on hiatus.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Ryan's got a horror comic book coming out this fall.
Oh, okay. And then Kyle's got his Toku Batman coming out in the fall as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting for those who like comics. I mean, if you like Toku, there's no real like outside of like the Godzilla comics are coming back with some new ones too, which are going to be
Is there
good
a
outside of the
reboot one?
Marvel crossover.
Yeah, is there a reboot series again for Godzilla? Because I keep seeing IDW promote so many Godzilla comics.
No,
I don't
they
know
just do so many. All their Godzilla stuff is basically one shots for anniversaries of kaiju's, and then just
If I can't pitch in, I'm just gonna be the Pope.
Okay.
Pope.
Is there an ongoing Godzilla comic series I should check out?
Not really. I would say get some of the one-offs, the one-shots, or some of the mini ones. Like there's one called Godzilla Here There Be Dragons, and it's basically set in pirate times with Godzilla, and it's actually a lot of fun. But other than that, no, there's not shit.
Yeah.
Damn. I ran out of pickles.
I think we're done talking about comics. Pope.
They had habaneros.
Oh, okay. All right.
They had habaneros in them, and I'm all out of pickles now. This shit's good.
You like how I made the Pope hat look like the Leo ring?
Yeah.
I like that. That's actually.
Like I said, I completely just like shat out this entire thing in like a week. You just like, be the greatest cosplay ever, Pope Leo.
I can cook with the rest of this. Could have been spicier. It only had habaneros and jalapenos in there. Needed more spice.
So Ash, would you be down to play some Mario Kart after the stream?
My
Showing the mark about. Oh what? No.
No, I can play out Mario Kart off the stream.
Okay.
I'd be upstairs in handheld mode because my Switch is hooked up to the big TV.
Depends. Also, who on stream has a Switch 2 with Mario Kart that's trying to hop in on some post-stream gaming
shenanigans.
I'm not going to stream it
because when we're done with the stream, I am going to go to Regal Cinemas because my wife found a good time spot for us to go see 28 Years Later, and they also got their Jurassic World popcorn buckets in stock today for sale. I'm not saying I'm buying any, but we'll buy some. I'm gonna get all of them. I'm
just saying, anybody who does want to play some Mario Kart, then I will drop. Well, I have to grab my Switch too. Drop my friend code in the chat.
Well, don't you need the room? Did you mean the room code?
No, not if they add me as a friend, then they can just search for friend's room.
Oh, okay. That's true.
All right. I have bad news, everybody. The Galactus popcorn bucket is $80.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I know. It's so disgusting.
Wait, did you post
But you're going to buy it. You're making that look like I'm going to buy it anyway.
Can we have popcorn debt? Bucket debt? I already budgeted 120 for dinosaur ones because they have a T-Rex head. Then they have the incubator tube one and light up drink cup.
Oh, I played Transformers Devastation. That was fun back in the day.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. They added it on I don't know if it was Game Pass, but I think it was free as one of the PlayStation Plus games.
Yeah.
Right before the PS5 came out on the PS4.
I bought it before they removed everything off the eShop. So I've still got a physical version of that game, which is probably worth decent now because of
Or should I just drop the link in the chat for people that want to just download these transfers?
Might as well. I found this from a YouTube video because apparently High Moon is closed down and this and that, so they're basically like you can't get in trouble for it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm currently downloading, the two like War and Fall. They're 6.4 gigs one, 7.1 gigs the other one.
Dude, they run so smooth on the highest settings. You can go on Nexus mods and you can get mods for them too that work with it. Like, because I have these games on, I bought one on Steam because it was on because it was randomly in my Steam library, and I go and load it up. And even though these came out on console, no controller support. Even when you have a controller plugged in, it doesn't work, and the frame rates are trash on Steam. You literally get a folder for these, hit exe, and it runs so smooth. I started playing War for Cybertron the other day, and I was like, I forgot how visually appealing these games were, and they came out, and War came out 15 years ago, and it's one of the best looking Transformers games. The only one I like more than this is the Transformers for PS2 that was open world where unicorns in it and like
I remember playing that.
GoBots. Yeah, that game is peaked. Marvel Rivals has been like, I don't know. It's just, it didn't die out. It's still really popular. There's other games out now for me to play.
I played a few games with Marvel Rivals. Like I'm decent as Ultron. I'm playing as Penny because they.
I didn't even know Ultron was already out.
Yeah,
he just dropped recently.
Yeah, he dropped like 2 weeks ago. And then
wait for the Peach Momoko skins to drop because those are gonna look nice.
Yeah, and I think then season 3 will probably start next month. But I think Phoenix is next. But Jean Grey's the next character according to the leaks.
I need to see the skins first.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing when getting into like a lot of these games. I'll be into them for like the first couple of weeks because it's good and obviously a lot of people are there. But as it starts continuing, I'm not one of those people that can keep going on the same repetition path without being bored after a while.
Yeah.
But then it's like probably when I'll retouch it, like months later, then I'll be like, oh, then I'll be back in the train for like a little bit.
No, that's what I'm the same. Rainbow Six Siege, they did a massive uphaul for it, and I've been playing that with the boys. Where it's sort of like you got to take over the area, or you got to defend or attack the certain area, and you got a certain time limit, and you just keep respawning. But Siege is fun again until I get upset when there's this one guy that had 20 kills, no deaths, and he was just murking me every time I respawned.
I went back and tried out Splatoon 3 because of the Switch 2 update.
How is it?
It's like butter. It is so good, but then the problem is I hadn't played the game. Honestly, I was only level 9 because I dropped the game pretty early on.
Yeah,
so when I jumped online, like I was getting destroyed because obviously there were those that just like all they do is play Splatoon. So I was just like, I didn't even get a chance to catch my bearings. I was just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
If they were smart, they would have already been working on number 4 and would have had like, I'm sorry, Nintendo needs more first party stuff right now. Like,
yeah, I mean, I completely agree when it comes to Switch 2 stuff. It's like, that's the biggest disappointment. Not a lot of first party content. And even though at first I was meh about Donkey Kong after that latest direct, I'm like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing out here. This feels like a Pixar film made to video game life.
They should have been, if they were smart, they would have waited. Like, I think they could have, it would have been a game changer if they launched it with Mario Kart being available, but also Pokemon.
Yeah.
They would have had a good quarter.
The problem is Game Freak marches to a beat of their own drum, and as much as Nintendo pushes them to do things, they're like, nah.
Do you see that game they released a trailer for that they're working on? Everyone's like, you can make games like this?
The game that's not on Nintendo platforms? Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like,
I saw that.
You can make you guys actually can make things like look good and clean and with environmental details. Also, I put a link in the private chat. Like, that's just for you guys. I am no longer going to Regal. I got to go to Cinemark because they sold me on that's my new movie theater choice because they done made the best combo ever.
Oh, I can see.
They enhanced the popcorn.
Mark, I'm actually not impressed by this. I don't like what I'm seeing right now.
I think it's a you thing that only you can be excited for. But yeah.
So the reason why I'm disappointed by what I'm looking at right now, and I guess I will show the video, so people can see here. I don't need the music to play. All right.
I don't even know that. I was listening to music.
Yeah, this is what Mark shared, and I'm not impressed for various reasons.
It's a hater.
No, it's not that.
Look at that.
All right.
XL popcorn.
So you see how puffy, how good this popcorn looking like.
Mm.
I don't need the music playing. They're pouring pickle juice on it, and you see that thing instantly get deflated. That is by the time you get to the bottom of it, that is some soggy popcorn. Then you're throwing in pickle slices. That is going to get soggy. Then I feel that's going to be dripping on your pants.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't have faith that
that bucket's
going to hold that
liquid theater before.
I know.
Me neither. What's the statute of limitations?
16 years.
Okay. I'm old enough. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't even like popcorn.
Now, if this was like a pickle, if this was like a pickle drizzle that had a little bit of,
Okay.
you know.
See, now you're getting bougie with the pickles. Okay, listen, pickles in their purest form, in a pouch, preferably.
You throw some xanthan gum in there, you boil it up to a certain temperature so it actually, you know, gets into like that viscous state, and then you drizzle that on there. Mark, I can make that. I will make a squeezable pickle juice sauce, and I will UPS it to you.
Good. I will eat your pickle sauce. You're welcome. There's a clip. Now, listen, okay, like you don't understand. Okay, for years, I like pickles. People are like, oh, pickles are gross. Isn't that? In the last 3 months alone, the amount of pickle food stuff we have been getting, I feel validated. Okay, like
look, I'm not gonna. I don't have them next to me because I have the blueberry ones next to me. But Blue Diamond released a spicy dill pickle flavor. I got that upstairs of the almonds. Yes,
I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get some tomorrow.
Yeah,
you don't understand, like. The amount of time, like Sonic dropping that pickle menu, great. Okay, listen, mind you, the freaking Popeye's chicken pickle stuff was kind of mid. The lemonade was delicious, but everything else had bad. Pickle seasoned with crumpled up pickles on tater tots at Sonic, it's gonna change my life. Pickled corn dog at Disney, amazing. You put the hot dog inside the pickle, then on a stick, then you batter it and fry it. Delicious. I'm just saying. Us pickle fans are eating good, pun intended, and I will not have you slander a landmark like Cinemark Cinemas.
You're only saying that because it's got Mark in the name. That's the only reason why you like it.
I know there's no Cinemarks out here. There's none in my area. I think they're in like the Northeast because I know there's one back home. But listen, I'm not gonna let you rain on my parade. All right.
You know that, like in regular like grocery stores, they have like the popcorn seasonings that you can get, and there is a dill pickle flavoring.
I don't like popcorn. I don't like popcorn. I hate popcorn, actually.
Then why are you advertising this shit? Because
it has pickles on it, so it'll taste better. Like popcorn has no flavor to me. The butter and the salt is the flavor. Smart food. I don't consider that popcorn. Smart food is delicious. That is too good. That's like AI popcorn. Okay.
But then you put like, you know, the dill pickle flavoring on it.
I go to Costco. I don't go to normal grocery stores. I go to Trader Joe's and Whole Food. Like I don't see any of that stuff. Like
sometimes you got to go to the trash ass place to find trash ass seasonings like that.
I know. I'm about to go somewhere. Like I'm gonna Google trash grocery stores in my area.
Well, I guess no one in the chat's got a Switch 2 or Mario Kart, so no gaming. Ash,
Okay.
like these folks ain't gonna join in.
Okay.
You guys can fly out here. We'll all go see 28 Years Later, and then we can buy popcorn buckets for Jurassic World.
I'm not flying in America. You think I want to die?
Oh, I know. Do you not understand the stress and anxiety I had, especially across the whole country and back? I was like, that's why I drove last year. It was an adventure. It was great. And then I'm like, I got to do it again in September because my cousin's wedding is on September 12th. You know what they expect me to fly out? And I'm like, y'all are stupid. Mm-mm.
It was the 13th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was the 10th plus 1.
Oh,
and I was just like, no, I'm not flying out on that. I'm gonna drive. And then like, oh, but it's all the bad weather. I'm like, no, tornado season's over. Like I drove during tornado season last year and it was great. I missed by like an hour.
Hurricane season started back up already. We're already 3 hurricanes in.
Yeah,
so they haven't made it coastal.
I won't do trains either. They're cheap, but I'm not gonna do it. Like it takes 3.5 days.
Because no one goes on trains. I can drive faster than a train.
I can't poop on a train. Like I can't. It's constantly moving. Like I can't do that. I can't poop.
Yeah, I don't even like pooping on planes.
No, I don't like anywhere in public. Honestly, I don't use public restrooms. Fun fact, I don't at all for anything.
It's got to be an emergency.
Yeah, I hold it when I'm on an airplane. I held it the whole flight, and they're like, you're gonna get like injured, like you're gonna have like medical like condition because of that. I'm like, nah, I've trained myself over the last decades.
Your body just knows if you ain't home, you ain't going.
No, I was like, I'm sorry, I need like the seat warmer. I got the little LED light inside the toilet lid so I don't miss in the middle of the night, so I don't turn on like the lights and stuff and wake my wife up. So I just lifted the lid up and it glows, and I'm like, yay. I bought on Amazon. I actually bought that. I have it on Amazon. It lights up green. It's kind of cool. Every time I do it, I feel like that last episode of Arrow when Diggle got the ring and he opened up the case. I feel like that every time I go to the bathroom. Like I have the ability to overcome.
It's just your nonchalant reaction is just like it just lights up, and I'm like, yay!
Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh my god!
It was gonna work. It was on Amazon. It was $12. I was like, this ain't gonna work, and then it did, and I was like,
I'm gonna have to look into this after. I
changed it to red, and then in the middle of the night, I'm sitting on the toilet. My wife looks over. She's like, "What's going right over there?" I'm like, "I'm summoning demons." El Diablo.
I got the hot one sauce. This is the bomb beyond insanity.
Yes. I need to order their new season one. The new season case looks good. Because he bought the rights back. So the guy who hosts it actually owns it now again.
Nice. All right. So we got anything else before we dip out? And then my downloads can actually be working at a functional speed right now because they're both sitting. Well, I'm downloading like all the games at once. They're both.
Oh, you're downloading all at once. Oh, I did it one at a time because that server they host, it purposely slows down if you are doing more than one.
Let me stop.
Because I paused one and then the other one was just like.
Yeah, let me do that and see because they both paused at like 2.3 gigs.
I kind of want to stream them because those will give me. There's also a way where we can play the multiplayer because there's a horde mode as well where you can play as Autobots or Decepticons. They're just hordes of robots coming through, and I'm like that sounds like fun. Because Transformers is amazing.
So which one, if I do download, should I download? Fall or
War is the first. War is the first one. Fall was the sequel.
Yeah, Fall was. I saw the order of them, but I'm guessing that I get Fall because that's the improved one.
Yeah, but the stories actually continue from each other. The story is great, so you want to play War and Fall back to back, like.
But they don't have online multiplayer, or no?
No, but there's ways you can get around it to access it still. I don't know. I feel like no one's playing it.
Ooh, fire truck. There's the police because you just said all that.
I know. They're just like, this man has a light in his toilet so he can see at night. We're going to come by. You show us.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous territory.
Do you have a permit for that light?
Bathroom. I lift it up. They're all like, wow. It's like, yep.
It's like, it's glorious. The real question is, does it include a bidet?
No, but it can attach to the ones that you can attach to your toilet. It literally looks like a little... I'm trying to think what it... You know how when you open, like the magnetic cupboards you can get that have the little bracket that has the magnet strip, so when you close... It looks like that. It just goes on the lid, and it senses when you lift up the top lid, so it lights up. And it lights up the whole inside.
But obviously you gotta recharge it, so you gotta grab that shit with all the poopicles and stuff on it.
Well, no, it attaches to the bottom of this. You don't clean your toilet consistently?
I mean, I usually have like a lot of those bleaching agents in there in the bowl that
I try.
Come down.
Dude, I have the lavender fabulosa. I poke some holes in it. I put it upside down inside the water tank, so it's lavender every time I flush. It smells like a meadow in there because it needs it.
Welcome to Toilet Hygiene. That's the stream. Look, all the RangerStop, stuff. And
nope. Listen, all I need is a sound activated thing. So when I lift it up, it says Henshin, then it's a Toku toilet. I wonder if I could do that actually.
Let's see, toilet night sensor bowl. All these actually just go onto the side, like
There's different ones, yeah.
2-pack for only $7.19.
Yeah, they're cheap now. When I bought it was like $15 for one. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. I I can't use toilets. Don't have them now. I'm gonna get a portable one to attach to all the toilets when I go back home and visit. I'm like, yeah, man, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't go any other way. It's my comfort light. It's a mood light.
And then I'm gonna take them with me when I leave.
Yeah, I gotta set the mood.
And they're gonna be like, well, we missed the light of toilets.
Yeah, I'm like, there you go. Go to Amazon.
So, also, I see all the self-promotion Gray Hopper is doing in the chat. Nice to know you're the only one chatting up in there, and it's just to plug
They're
that
all
you are
Google,
making.
they're all downloading Transformers and looking up.
They probably are
right now. I'm telling you,
they're
man,
browsing Amazon for these LED lights. They're downloading Transformers.
These games need to, like, jokes aside, these games need to be preserved because, like, 15 years ago is a long time. There's a whole generation of people who don't know about War and Fall of Cybertron. Okay,
the games they were like definitely the way that they started off. And then I remember when they were advertising the second one because they were showcasing off the fact that like Metroplex is in the background and all that shit is going on, and they were like they were never able to do that. And I was like, oh shit, they're doing it.
I loaded up Fall just to watch the opening cinematics, and I was like, I forgot there was an era where High Moon, because this is the same studio that made the Deadpool video game that no one talks about either, where there's an achievement if you keep smacking Wolverine for over 6 minutes over and over in a row, you get an achievement for it. Like, they were the kings of the IP video games in that era because they did 4 Transformers games or 3 Transformers games because they did the Rise of the Fallen, whatever that thing was. They did that movie tie-in. Then they did Deadpool. They did a whole bunch of stuff. High Moon was like killing it, and then it was like, where did they go? Like, I think they're still around, but it's like because they're here in San Diego. And so I was like, I don't even know what I wonder if they're hiring. They're actually still in, oh wait, their studio ain't far from me. I wonder if they're hiring. Oh, they did they worked on
doing all the COD games. Yeah, that's all they've been doing.
Yeah, and they helped with Destiny. That's crazy. I didn't know they were. So yeah. Oh, Activision bought them, that's why. So they're just Activision. That makes sense then. They because Activision bought them.
I mean, those games were published by Activision back then, right?
Yeah,
they were.
Yeah, but they were an indie studio, and then they got bought by Activision in 2008. And that makes sense. So they're just helping with that stuff. But man,
that's lame.
And then they stopped doing IPs after they helped with Call of Duty. But they're such a good studio. Like there's no like. We don't get really good IP tying games. Like that's the same era when we got like the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game that was really good.
I've got that on 360.
Yeah,
I have to pick that up because stuff going on that I can't talk on stream. But I have to get a bunch of stuff from my mum's reasons. But yeah,
I guess Orb. I guess you being late to the party, you missed out on all the Gavu episodes that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
It was a thing that happened.
I could have sworn I saw Orb in the chat earlier.
He did say one thing earlier, and that's about it.
Yeah. Because he wasn't here when I made the joke about you making all those burner accounts, like to copy him.
I mean, there's a lot of things I've been dropping the ball recently. I mean, like Doctor Who and all that stuff. Like I recently went back and just been watching peak Capaldi era Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night on Discord, we were watching Adventure in Space and Time, the documentary, the docudrama of the making of Doctor Who. And after that, when I went to bed, I was watching Twice Upon a Christmas, which was Capaldi's. Like I was like, this hits different right after watching this. Good stuff.
I'm trying to think of what his name is. I started rewatching. I always forget his name. The dude, the one that was before Tenet.
Oh, Eccleston.
Yeah,
the Ninth Doctor. Like,
yeah, I was like,
low shade. Yes,
so
yes.
Good. And I was like, man, like that was peak because like I knew of Doctor Who, but that was like the first one I fully was like, oh man, I'm gonna watch.
That was the series that got me into it. So
yeah, and then also because that's the same time like right after that Misfits came out, and Primeval, which is a great show. Like peak BBC
Yes.
television broadcasting.
No, clip that scene by itself.
Don't clip
No
that
context.
now. Don't clip the pickled juice being mailed to me either.
The random out of context clips. Let's go.
Yep. They'll go on the Zio Agito clip channel.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Someone will make it one day.
Yeah.
Not me though. Too much work. All right, we got anything else?
Not that I know of.
Going once, going twice.
Yep.
All right,
Toilet.
Ash, what you got going on?
Me. So, like I said, VR Troopers by Boom Studios issue 1 is dropping this Wednesday, so I'll have a review up for that on the channel. That is for sure. Definitely stay tuned for that. I have not read it yet because Boom has not sent me out their review copy yet. I might have to get in contact with someone after this stream, but look forward for that. Also, Rogue Sun issue 28 review is dropping on that same day as well. That is for sure. And apart from that, you know, regular stuff like Boon Booncha review, talking about comic news and stuff like that, whatever I want to talk about. I am working on a Go-Go Loser Rangers related video. I'm just punching out the script, and it's becoming a little bit hard with what I want to do with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
what
Mark.
about the Pope? Oh, wait, Mark. Okay.
Well,
Mark.
I got a lot of candy toy stuff. I just did the Goes User Mini Plus set 2. My Gavu Soto agents are on the way, so I'll be doing a video for that. But I will be doing a Die Ranger SMP for Die Reno video, and possibly a video about Die Ranger in general, because I'm actually rewatching again for the 3rd time because it's peak Super Sentai. And that's really it. I don't have much. It's kind of funny because like I started doing more horror content for my podcast and on YouTube, and so I played the Terrifier, the arcade game demo, and for some odd reason, people actually really watched it. And then people are like, "You should do more horror content on your channel." So I was like, "Well, when I did it before, y'all didn't care." And I got 3 more Goosebumps videos to come out because I bought the whole entire wave of one of those figures that came out, and they are amazing. So yeah, just a lot of toy stuff and horror stuff and Toku, a lot of everything. Just trying to make content, and I got kind of bored just talking about episode reviews every week, and that was it. So,
I mean, doing that for the years that I've done it, I'm like, you know what? This break that I've taken has been pretty good for my psyche. I'm no longer feeling the burnout. I'm feeling kind of mellow.
Feeling holy?
I'm feeling like Taro Man at the very end of Taro Man, where I think the world's so fucked up right now that I should just blow up the earth as Pope.
I mean, you're Pope.
That's true. Ordained by God, Ultra God.
Ultra Pope.
Yep.
What do we Pope Man?
Speaking of Pope Man, apparently Viz Media announced a few hours ago that they'll be releasing sorry, my friend. Ultraman Along Came Spider-Man Volume 1.
Oh, that's finally coming out. They didn't give it. They announced it last while it was like being released on their app. They were just like, yeah, it's coming this summer. It's coming next summer. And then they were quiet until like 3 months ago. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be physical. It's like, okay, but when? Because I read it. I read the online like releases of it. It's really freaking
yeah.
The manga versions of a lot of stuff is a lot better. Like there's the Joker manga that's ongoing where Joker turned Batman into a baby and now he's raising a baby Batman. The manga is hilarious. And then the Ultraman Spider-Man one is really good too. Yes, it's a real thing. I bought it at Target. It was $7. It was hilarious.
I'll have to check it out. I'm still reading Power Rangers Force of Chaos, the Trini book.
Oh, no, I have to order mine. After you showed me like it, and I was like, oh, that looks such good quality. Like, I need to order one, and I forgot. I'm gonna order.
Cool. Then I think we are good. We are out of here, and we will catch you all next week. Until
Peace.
then, bye.
よっ日本一